2, 3, 4.
Save until the 16th of August, you can get 9 months of Sky Sports for £3 a month when you take unlimited fibre.
I sent him a DM. I love your wife. That is all.
Switch to Talk today. Great. Talk for everyone. Terms and conditions apply.
I didn't know that was still a little spark in the back of your head.
I just feel like I didn't
that's really interesting. Well, I know I'm getting you for your birthday.
No.
A 5-minute open spot. I'm joking. I would never. But that's interesting.
British Gas.
We should talk about it though.
Credit subject to status, conditions apply. Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio.
No bed, please, Sam. No bed.
A Labour official recorded making disparaging comments about Jews had previously boasted about his closeness to the party's leader. Sky News has obtained a recording of Peter Wilsman from 2016. It suggests
I don't know what I'm up against. I got so much to think about. Hey, I think I love you so I'm so afraid of. I'm afraid of.
Thank you. We'll start off with David Cassidy, and then after 11 we'll have Voice of the Beehive. How's about that?
To answer any questions. Our political editor, Ross Kensal, says the issue of division within Labour.
I needed some hot water.
Importantly, he didn't say that he would rebel himself from these elections to the NEC. Now that really met with condemnation from Mr. Wilson's own camp. So Corbyn sympathisers such as Owen Jones, several
thinking of the lady who wrote that brilliant book
who do a lot of support for Mr. Corbyn actually condemns Mr. Wilson.
The family of a nurse who died days after being splashed with acid say they're glad the teenage defendant admitted responsibility. General Webster's been jailed for 17 years for the manslaughter of Joanne Rand, who wasn't his intended victim in High Wycombe. There are concerns that part of the M20 in Kent could turn into a 13-mile-long car park post-Brexit. Dover District Council is drawing up plans in case increased security checks slow up access to the tunnel or cross-channel ferries. MP for Dover and Deal, Charlie Elphick, has been telling James Whale here on Talk Radio there needs to be more government investment.
I haven't done anything about it. I've said to the Chancellor of the Exchequer, I've said to the Business Secretary, we need to take real action and make investment. And I can get the feeling that in some parts of government, they don't want to do anything because they don't agree with the people's decision to leave the European Union.
A man held over the death of a schoolgirl has been charged with not giving officers his Facebook password. 13-year-old Lucy McHugh was found in Southampton last week. And charities are facing greater scrutiny as a report claims not enough has been done to prevent sex abuse in the industry. The Charity Commission says it's dismayed at evidence of wrongdoing, but insists such allegations should be taken very seriously. Talk Radio weather. Showers across the northwest tonight and into Wednesday. For the rest, mostly dry with sunny spells.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have wait.
And do you know what? Here's the thing I'm going to say. I keep forgetting that David Cassidy is dead. I keep forgetting it. Sarah Barron's finding that hilarious.
Oh, I'm trying to ingratiate myself
outrageous behaviour.
I performed a little bit of how funny I found it, but I did find it funny.
Wow, what the?
Because also I've no. I mean, I don't remember him dying.
No.
When did it happen?
It happened.
Break it gently, because she's
November last year. It happened about a day after Charles Manson died.
Which obviously is marked on your calendar. Yeah, obviously. So is this all 2017? This was
2017. Yeah. Right. It was a dark. I think it was November.
Do you remember what he died from?
Boozing.
Did he?
He died from boozing.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. And he came out like a year before he died and said, I've got Alzheimer's. And everyone's like, okay. And then there's an interview with him where he goes, it turns out it wasn't Alzheimer's. I had like wet brain, I think they call it, where he'd been drinking too much and he had the symptoms of Alzheimer's. And then he stopped drinking and then he got like his memory back and his physical capacity. And then he died. Yeah.
Well, they call it wet brain.
Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
Well, I'm medically trained, so...
Well, there you go. We shouldn't
trust me.
They did strike you off, but let's not talk about that.
I'll strike you off in a minute. Hello, I'm Iain Lee. Catherine Boyle. Sarah Barron is here.
Hello.
I don't know what... are you a comedian? You're everything. You're a
I think you're too nice to say it. It's a jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay.
I'm a woman in transition.
Wow.
I'm an aspiring comedian, but mostly a stay-at-home mum trying to change that.
Wowzers.
I think that's a really honest
Yeah.
presentation of what it is.
How your boy is 2, just over 2.
Yeah, just
hard work at that age.
Oh God, it's the worst. I mean, I'm so grateful to be a mom, but also it's just the worst. I mean, it's so terrible, and this is the only period in my life where I've ever lost weight without trying.
Right, okay.
Because that's how physically grueling I'm finding the entire thing.
It's relentless. It's funny because my kids are 8 and 6 and yours are 7
You're
and 10.
through it.
We're through it.
Well, no, we're through to the psychological round.
Right.
Is the next one. We don't want to worry you, but that's the next one.
But we are now at the stage where the kids are in school in the day, so you've got that kind of break from the insanity. There are different insanities and new insanities, but there's that daytime break is free where you can go back to bed, you can go and do work, you can go and sit in the park and drink. You can do anything you want.
All the different things.
2.5, it's a constant.
It is constant
process.
Yeah, it's very exhausting, and I always thought I wanted... You'll meet people with 2 kids, and they'll say, if I had the second one first, I would have just had one.
Yeah.
Because something in it, it's often a girl who's easy, and then there's a little boy, and the boy is wild, and I had the wild boy first.
Wow, you had your second child first?
I think I might have had my second child first.
Oh, God.
I'm like, I don't know if I can.
You've got to have your first child then, because they're like the bottom...
They're the easier...
Yeah, very
they're
well-behaved.
the easier thing. Oh, my goodness.
We've got a call. You might want to put your headphones on.
Good.
If you follow
I'm just going to put them on. I want to feel like I'm in the club.
Yeah, if you follow that cable around, there's a little volume
In case
thing.
it's too loud, because...
It's Alan Caddick. Good evening, Alan.
Hiya, boss.
Alan, you're through to Sarah Barron. What would you like to ask her?
Hi, sir.
Hi, Alan. How are you?
Not bad. What's your inspirations for getting into comedy?
What's your inspirations for getting into comedy? It's like the subtitles they put on documentaries sometimes.
Oh, my God. I want to think of a really good answer. I think I really, really loved it, and I wanted to try, and I felt that I wanted to talk about how miserable my life was, but in a funny way.
So who are your main inspirations?
I don't think I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it because it's not fashionable. It's Louis C.K.
Okay.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
No,
I know, but I'm trying
obvious, that's a good inspiration, right?
Yeah. Apart from some of his problems.
Of course you're allowed to say that. It's funny because I was listening to a Tim Heidecker podcast and they were talking about, people that you're not... that have been caught up in Me Too or whatever, been accused of horrendous crimes or whatever, and about how it's okay to still enjoy the art because it can be separated from the artist.
Right.
How are you with? I watched Baby Driver after the Kevin Spacey stuff, and I enjoyed it.
Wait, I forgot. Was Kevin Spacey in Baby Driver?
Yes.
Oh, see, I hated that film. But we'll set that to the side for a second.
Okay.
And then I think I forgot everything about it except Louis C.K. I think that with Bill Cosby, no, I don't think you can separate art from artist because the crime is so insane. With Louis C.K., yes, I can. Okay. I can put on a Louis C.K. stand-up special and enjoy what he's doing professionally and set to the side some of his very problematic sexual proclivities.
I can as well. On a slightly, we talk a lot about Gary Glitter here. I don't know how aware you are of Gary Glitter.
I'm pretty aware of Gary
He's
Glitter.
a child rapist. But in the 70s, he was a huge pop star. Could you just keep the noise down a little bit, Alan?
Sorry, I'm smoking.
Well, that's not the noise I'm hearing.
That's not good for your health, man.
Then I'm cutting down to one a day.
Oh, you're having it on the phone. Okay. We're honoured.
You couldn't have it before the call or after the call or...
It's heavy breathing.
For himself, right?
Who's your comedy inspiration, Alan?
Well, mine's the late Victoria Wood.
Yeah.
Can I blaspheme? I never found her funny.
I found her hilarious. I thought she was charming. I thought she was wonderful.
Sarah, it's yours. Is the deciding vote? Does she go through to the next round?
I'm not familiar with the work of Victoria Wood, which I know is very bad. Blame it on my accent, but I'm going to put her through to the next round.
Wow, okay, Victoria, you're going through to the judges' houses. Well, thank you for that, Alan.
Thank you.
There we go. He's delightful.
I wonder whether the difference between Louis C.K. and the others that we've mentioned is remorse.
Well, I don't know how well you remember his apology letter, but a lot of people were really up in arms about it not being an apology.
Yeah.
And I did not think it was perfect.
He masturbated in front of women, didn't he? That was the main...
And then he apologised for holding a woman in the bathroom, and he apologised to the wrong woman, which makes you wonder how often he'd done it.
Okay.
So as I understand it, he was a serial masturbator, and he would do it without consent.
Yeah.
Before all this broke, a question someone asked was, did he, meaning Louis C.K., think it was consensual? Meaning, was part of the thing, not the friction, but, it was part of the allure, the idea that this was against these women's will. I have no idea. I'm not in his head. But based on the stories that I heard, it sounded like it actually wasn't he couldn't stop masturbating.
Yeah.
And that's a real problem. And the stuff he did is a real problem. But and what he took from various women in terms of different is all a huge, horrible problem. And I think what he said in the letter was of course that was against their consent. And I didn't understand that. And I thought it was imperfect, but I thought it was a pretty solid apology. And that is not a fashionable opinion. But that is what I thought.
0344 499 1000. By the way, you can phone in for the usual nonsense. Sarah is here, and we're going to talk about... You're going to... I didn't realise how late it is in July. You're going to Edinburgh...
Tomorrow? The festival starts tomorrow. People have their first shows tomorrow.
Isn't that nuts, man?
We're there.
Your first show is on Friday.
It's on Thursday the 2nd. Yes.
Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
Let's get the plugs in now, and then we'll get the plugs in again at the end.
I'll try and use my very charismatic personality in between just to advertise for myself.
So it's Sarah Barron for worse.
Yes.
And it's a nice afternoon slot. 3:40?
3:40, yeah.
That's a great
I think
slot.
I'm sort of like a later... I think of myself as more of a later night act, but what everyone has told me about Edinburgh, which I've never done for the full month before, is that 3:40 is essentially like 7:45 at night.
Yeah, I think that's a good slot.
You do, even if I'm very bawdy.
I think you can be bawdy at 3.
Can I?
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm going to be, so I hope they're ready for me.
They'll be ready for bawdiness and filth, of course.
On a Tuesday?
Every day in Edinburgh.
Right?
Edinburgh is bawdy city.
Fine.
And what venue are you at?
The Tron.
No, I don't know that one.
So first of all, I basically lucked into it. So I'm not talking about, I got a really great venue. It's one of the Edinburgh venues that feels like a stand-up club. Yeah. And it's right in the center. It's right in the center.
Because some of those venues are scattered.
Or they're black boxes, university things, and this feels like a stand-up club, 70 people, right in the center of town.
I did it once we're doing a show with Mackenzie. We did it in a classroom.
Yeah. A lot of people do that. Yeah, and they hang up some black cloth, and it's supposed to not be a classroom anymore. It's quite...
Do you remember we went and saw a show, the play about Charles Hawtrey, the British actor, and it was in a lecture hall. Do you remember? We were in...
And we were sitting like this, and I thought, God, last time I was sitting in one of these chairs, I was pretending to be listening.
Yeah. So 3:40 at the drop, and I don't want to ask you what's your show like, because...
It's brilliant, of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously it's so good. No, I mean, it's... essentially what I want it to be is a realistic portrayal of an adult life, and in contrast to the way that people mostly present their stuff online.
Oh.
So basically it's a bag of stuff, right?
Okay.
It's me doing some stand-up bits. It's me talking about stuff I find interesting. I try to move that along, because when I was in Edinburgh last year, I was seeing about 6 shows a day, and you can make it through about 20 minutes before you think, oh dear Jesus Christ, am I almost done? And I wanted to try to put together 52 minutes where people were just engaged. Because I don't promise I've done that, but that's
you don't want. It's difficult to get up and walk out of a room when there are only 35 other people in there and not be spotted. If you're not enjoying the show, you kind of got to stick it out until the. And they're only 50. You say 52, 53, but you got to stick it out to the end.
Yeah.
But those hours can stretch.
Yeah, they're
if it's not
very.
A good show.
Yeah, so I've tried very hard to pack it full of stuff on a minute-by-minute basis.
So from what you said, is this that kind of thing that we talk about a lot on this show, about how everyone's life seems perfect online with Instagram and Twitter?
Yes, I think everyone is miserable and nobody's talking about it, and it's detrimental for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to talk about it in a real way.
How do you get on Twitter? Because I hate it.
I don't tweet.
God,
I do. I hate it. I think that I should.
There.
I know, because I think it's this thing, and a thing that someone said to me recently was the phrase hygiene levels.
Right. I don't know that phrase.
Okay, so that's how you should be thinking about your social media.
Right.
Hygiene levels. Like, as often as you need to wash, you need to be on social medias. And I was like, that makes me think I'm going to die. I can't. So I don't know. I find it like I said, the idea that I would take us and be like, hey, love doing Ian's show. Such a big fan. So excited to be with you guys. Selfie. I mean, I'll do it, but I will be dying inside while I'm doing it. And it's not about not respecting your work or not being so excited to be here, because I am.
No.
It's about, why do I have to take a picture of it?
Yeah.
I didn't swear.
No, she didn't swear.
She's self-censored, which we appreciate.
Thank you very much indeed.
But you feel that you understand that that's the way things work, but you don't have to like it, and also this whole idea that you have to demonstrate things to
Why do I have to
strangers
demonstrate
the whole time.
I'm so happy to be here. But then you have to do the whole thing.
So tell them.
Yeah.
I hate Twitter. And
you do hate Twitter.
I hate it.
Tell me more, because you have a good Twitter profile.
Well,
somehow you've. But do you know what I mean? You do actually.
Well, I do. And part of it was because I did this silly show last year, the Jungle, and that doubled my Twitter followers. So, but I go on there. I just hate it, and I feel happier. I've deleted it off my phone, the app. And I've blocked the website from my phone. Catherine has blocked it from my phone, so I can't get it on my phone, because I would be I've told this story before, but the turning point. I was out with my kids, and my youngest kid was climbing a wall, and I was arguing with someone on Twitter who thought I'd made a joke about them having terminal cancer, and I hadn't. And my son said, "Daddy, look at me, I'm climbing a wall." And without looking, I went, "Not now, son, I'm busy." And I was just arguing with a guy that I was never going to... That argument was never going to be on. So I got it taken off my phone. I got it for the show. I use it for the show. But I don't go and... I try not to tweet. Like yesterday, okay. I went back on there and I said, I'm getting divorced and I'm buying a house. Yesterday was a really stressful day. I'm divorced and buying a house. It's so stressful. And lots of people said nice things like, hang in there, dude, you got this one. But then loads of people said... Well, one guy said, at least you were in love, and that brought 2 children into the world, and you're buying a house, and it's probably in London, so you must be minted, so, look on the bright side. Some people are homeless.
Right.
And it's that one that'll trigger. Not all the nice ones.
Which is so funny, because when I hear you say something like that, I'm like, but obviously outside, when you're, how can that even bother you? That person is so obviously up their own bumhole.
Yeah.
But it does. When it's actually said to you, it's troublesome.
Yeah.
I think I can't think of anything to say. That's very, frankly, I think some people are very funny, not many, but some people are quite funny on Twitter.
Some people are great on Twitter.
I have nothing to say.
Then don't say it. We all feel that we have to say something.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I don't have a thing to say here.
Yeah.
So so you actually, it sounds like it was getting you in this way that was making you a less happy person.
Oh, God, it's making me miserable.
Whereas I just feel like, I guess I'm supposed to say a thing, but I don't have anything to say.
Can you not employ, writers or...
No, I don't think people are doing that. Some probably celebs
are doing it. The only
Twitter, right?
consistently funny person on Twitter is Adam Hess. Do you know Adam Hess?
I do. Adam Hess is he's brilliant.
He's great.
And there is someone named Lou Sanders... L-O-U
I know that
Sanders.
name. I think I've seen a few
and
retweets.
She on Instagram, she's the only person. Adam Hess is another one where you go, that is actually funny.
They've got
it. That's weird and it's funny and it's interesting and you have a thing to say.
Yeah. Should we take another call? Let's try David Badcock. Good evening, David.
Right, I'll keep this short and sweet.
Okay, a bit muffled tonight, David.
Well, I think it's my phone. I'll speak louder.
Okay, well, okay, thank you.
Face.
Hi.
Right, I'm reading out a letter from my lawyer, Frank Belushi.
Okay.
My client, David Arnold Babcock,
yes,
was hacked last night by some jabroni who was doing a voice like him,
right,
saying false things.
Because you came on the show last night and said you'd fallen in love with your Hoover. Didn't you?
Carry on.
That was you last night, wasn't it? And this was you the other week.
I'm David Babcock and I got my willy stuck in a Hoover.
That was you.
My client has never knowingly inserted his length into the nozzle of a Hoover.
Wow, length. I think that's a legal term.
He most certainly has never ejaculated into one.
Okay. Okay. Thanks so much for your call.
For the clarification.
Let's try Rory. Good evening, Rory.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm very well, Rory. What have you got for us tonight?
I'm going to go to Edinburgh. I'm going to see Sarah's show. Hi, Sarah.
Oh, Rory,
We just sold a
night.
ticket.
You've made my actual night. Will you come say hello to me afterwards?
Oh, I will, surely, yeah. I run a comedy club as well, and I don't know if this is, tell me if this sounds patronising, right, but I try to get at least, I have about 8, it's an open mic, and I have like 6 to 8 comedians every week, and I try to get at least 2 women every week.
I think that's too many, for goodness sakes. No, hang on a minute. No, that's the wrong way around. I don't know if there is. I think that only 2?
Well, it's quite difficult to find women, but I try.
Is this in Northern Ireland?
It's in Derry, in Northern Ireland.
In Derry, okay. Right. So are there less women?
There's like 2 female comedians.
Oh, there's only 2, right, okay, wow.
In Northern Ireland that I know of, so there's heavy rotation of certain people.
So you have the same 2? How often do you do this night?
Weekly, every
So the same 2 women on every week?
Yeah, but think how good that means they must be getting.
Isn't it, though?
Right?
Isn't it?
They must be getting really good.
Yeah, but no, I've had about 6 or 7 on, and I've done it nine shows. So,
do you remember? I come from an age when we were constantly told women aren't funny. Women aren't good. That was. I don't know if that was a line in America, but that was a line over here, 70s and 80s, and into the 90s.
Across the pond.
Women aren't funny, and one of my favourite comedians for years has been Josie Long. I love Josie Long. She's incredible.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
But the women aren't funny was the thing, and it still is. There's still kind of that vibe, I think, in some quarters. I think it's gone quite a lot, but in some quarters there is still that belief that...
Yeah, I think so. I'm in London, and I think it's so out of fashion to say that in London.
Oh,
that
London's different, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's sort of its own little bubble in a way, and I think there are so many women who are still encountering that. I basically haven't.
Okay.
The only couple of things I've run up against is not women aren't funny, but you're so angry.
Oh.
Right.
And you're not allowed to be angry because you're a woman.
In other words, so like I did a night one time, and it was a less woke night, as the kids say, right, than I usually get to do.
Right.
And it was this old school guy running the night, and the opening act was a guy who's known, he's a ranter. That's what he's known for as an act. And he got up and was screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming. Fine.
Yeah.
Wasn't he brilliant, guys? Give us a hand for so-and-so. Woo, woo, woo. I get up, do my thing. And then it was like, what he said when I got off was, "Whew, well, she's a little angry." And I thought, first of all, I feel pretty confident that what that was like masterful, brilliant comedy and then a woman who just screamed. I don't think that's what just happened. I think that's, you're this other school. You're this guy who behaves this way. And,
But if you'd gone on and not been that way, you'd have been too soft.
Right, and also right, exactly. And
you can never win with those sort of blokes.
Yeah. So I think it still knocks around a little bit.
I haven't done stand-up for years and years, but you would get the if it was a female comedian going off stage. Isn't she absolutely beautiful? Well, or introducing the beautiful, the stunning. It's like, come on, man. Even
and this
in
is
the 90s,
what's so screwed up in me is if someone said that now, I'd be like, thank you, thank you. It's like better than knowing my comedy's good.
So, Rory, are you trying to persuade Sarah to come over to Derry? How much are you paying? What's the deal?
He said it's open mic, so I assume, Rory,
you're
unpaid.
a big star. You're a big star. She wants first class travel.
Yeah,
she wants premiering, and she wants £500.
Yes.
Well, it's free, and then we can only seat 50 people, so I'm not sure about
Would you
that.
charge them? You have to charge them £20 a ticket, then, man. Come on.
Yeah, people keep
Ian,
telling me
you should
that.
be my agent.
Oh,
Very good.
Right. We won't make any money, but we'll have fun.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. Rory, how long are you going up to Edinburgh for?
I'd probably going for about 5 days. I know I did a show like 2 years ago, but I go on every year for the past 8 years. So.
Rory, would you be our Edinburgh correspondent and call us from the festival and let us know what's going on? And let us know about Sarah's show as well.
Seriously.
Yeah. I'll be there from Friday the 17th until Tuesday the 22nd.
Nice.
Okay,
Good
nice one.
stretch. That's a good stretch.
Okay. All right, nice one, Rory. Thank you.
Bye.
Ta-ta, bye-bye. He's one of the nice ones. If
Yeah,
he's coming
he seems lovely.
If he's coming to your show, you're okay.
Yeah, I want the guy who talked about his length to come as well.
I think he did come. That was the problem.
Oh,
Steady.
We should get back to the stand-up.
Steady. Hello, Philip.
Oh, good evening, Ian. Good evening, Catherine. And good evening, Sarah.
Hi, Philip.
I've got a question for you. Are the audiences in America different? Say the West Coast, out on the East Coast. Are they all different, or virtually all the same?
Well, so here's how I'll try and answer that. So I didn't actually get into stand-up until I moved to the UK. So I'm much more familiar in a way with British audiences and know very little about American audiences. But what I can tell you is that American audiences are, and listen, I say this with love and respect for you and your people, but American audiences are known for being, right? Like, you don't even have to say anything. Yeah. And an American audience is like, whoa, 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 whoa. And a British audience, in a way that I think is great and that I think creates a culture of better comedy, has more the attitude of like, what you got?
Yeah.
Show me what you got.
Yeah.
And then I'll start to
But
laugh.
in America, you can get 20 minutes out of just naming places.
Right. Well, you can do that in the UK as well.
Can you?
Yeah.
We were always amazed. You'll remember this, Philip. Yeah. The point that proved that for us was when we used to watch Happy Days. And the Fonz would come on the set, and the audience would go nuts for the Fonz for like 2 minutes of standing ovation. Just because he's walked through the door.
And then he hit the jukebox, and then they're gone again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
They used to come out, didn't they, and say, film before a live audience.
Film before a live audience, yeah, that was a big deal.
I must admit that over the years, there's been several American comedians that I've regarded as my favourites.
Okay, well, name no more than 10, please.
All right, I'm going to name 3. Charles Nelson Riley.
These are old people comedians.
Well,
we're the youth.
I'm saying that. I mean, you know how old I am, Ian. So I'm sort of talking to people.
He's like 83. That's not even a joke. He's 80. 83?
No, a bit lower. Rodney Dangerfield.
Sure.
Yeah.
And of course Joan Rivers, who I was very, very lucky.
Here we go.
I'm sorry, Ian, but I've got to tell this.
Well, okay, but remember, this isn't the Bob Mills and Philip from South Norwood show.
No, I just wanted to, because I love telling the story.
Well, just tell it then, man, for God's sakes!
Hang on, Joan Rivers was on a phone-in, and they were taking calls,
Yes.
and I phoned in and we had a chat about a film she'd been working on, and I asked her to tell the story, the joke, about what happened when she was expecting a baby on a plane.
You're not going to tell us her story that she told, are you?
Well, if I'm allowed to tell it...
No, because it will go on for ages.
It's a very short story, Ian.
You've got 20 seconds.
Right, basically, she was on a plane. It was one of these economy flights. They laid her in the aisle. Her feet were in first class. Her head was in economy.
Yes.
And when she was born, the baby had champagne and caviar. She had coffee and sandwiches.
She's very good.
And so are you, Philip. It's always a
So are
pleasure.
you,
Thank you.
Philip.
You kind of got in there and stopped.
That was, by the way, I mean, he just did an incredible... when you said you've got 20 seconds, I thought, well, he's screwed. And then he really delivered.
Oh, he's a professional. Honestly, he is 80-something. Is he pretending he's significantly younger?
Showing off.
Can we have you for another, 10, 15 minutes?
Would be
Are you sure?
thrilled and flattered, of course.
I've got to play some adverts because I'm late. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. 24-hour radio debate and entertainment. Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Oh, the callers.
You've always been good numbers.
You've had Alan Caddick and David Babcock, so that's...
And you to deliver. And you help. Not my help. I knew help.
Yeah, he's like
Get
a
a new
character.
office.
But Alan Caddick is real. The first caller was real.
Right.
But David Babcock
with your
used
world
to
when
phone
you
up
make
and pretend he
changes
was
to your
a
staff,
he was a
turnover, or
spiritualist.
location.
Eddie's fucking shameless being impersonated.
Action Man.
He's very funny. He also does a very good.
Money supermarket. And now I feel epic.
Have I met Alan? I feel like I have. I think I might have met Alan.
This isn't a good
Met
time,
David
please,
a
come
couple of
on.
times. He's a really nice
This
guy.
conga line needs me.
He also phones in as Chuck Winkle, an American
Save
news
with
reporter.
Money Supermarket and feel epic.
Philip's been phoning me for 15 years. And you can,
This is
just
the sound
name
of a broken
obscure
boiler.
TV shows from the 50s that
And
no
having
one
to
else
fork
can.
out for a
He's a
new
nice
one.
guy. And Rory's quite recent, but
Then
Rory's
finding
lovely,
out
isn't he?
you
He's a
can
nice
get
guy.
extra credit.
He does a bit of stand-up and stuff.
Blowing your savings on a new boiler feels good.
Oh my God.
I'm never sure how much
Search
coming on
for
the
new
radio show
boiler.
does.
You just think.
Credit subject to status, conditions apply.
There we go.
After conversation for the
You don't need those on unless you've got
generation.
polls.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
This late night alternative, Iain Lee, Catherine Boyle, Sarah Barron. So, Catherine, you just gave me a look there as if to...
No, I don't know whose gang I want to be in, either headphones or no headphones. You said she doesn't need them on.
No,
Do I need them on?
I feel it's like what the cool. I really feel it's like what the cool guys are doing.
You can wear the headphones.
I want to be cool.
You can wear them.
You are cool. Put them on.
Oh, thank you, Catherine. Thank you for taking the bait, unlike some other people here.
Wowzers. So, now, I want to talk to you about the Moth Radio Hour.
Oh, okay.
Because you hosted it for a while.
Yeah, so let me be clear about what my role was. So basically, the Moth is this huge...
The live show.
The live show.
Yes, go.
So there's not... so they have this very successful podcast now,
Yeah.
which are stories. But they do and have done for almost 20 years now these live shows.
Yes.
And in New York, they have, I think, about 4 regular hosts because they happen once a week. So all of us do one a month.
Because I like the radio hour. And I have done for a long time. And we were coming back from Manchester, and I said to Kath, let's put one of these on and listen to it. And the first story was brilliant about a woman who had the curse on her.
Oh God, she was amazing.
She was great. A woman had a curse put on her.
And so instead of paying the $5,000 to the gypsy fortune teller who diagnosed the curse, she became a witch herself.
Yeah.
That is good. I mean,
it was great.
Yeah.
It's like a 10-minute... It's 10-minute storytelling in front of an audience. Funny. And then the second story started off good about the woman and the car crash outside her house, and then it ended very... It wasn't a great ending.
Was it not a... Basically, did you think you were in for something that still felt really funny, and then you just heard something very dark, or was it a poorly done story?
Just didn't think it was much of a story. I wasn't expecting it to be comics. I knew the show, and I know some are light, some are heavy. But so how does the live show work? They have these slams?
Yeah, so the bulk of the live shows are story slams. So the idea of the Moth is like, whoever you are, we want to hear your story.
Yeah.
Right? And that could mean that you could hear some wonderful stuff and some terrible stuff. So what they've intelligently done is sort of set up these different rules for storytelling that means it really... I'm going to use a really ridiculous phrase, but it really helps the storytellers be their best selves. But it does. So basically, you come, you write your name down on a piece of paper, you put your paper into a bag, we draw names at random over the course of an evening, and then 10 people get up and tell a story. And they tell a story on a particular theme that's been chosen ahead of time. Yeah. You've got 5.5 minutes to tell the story. And it is just... I think if you've not seen something like it before, it's quite revelatory because it's so different from a stand-up night. You get to encounter people from completely different walks of life. And one of the best ones that so anyway, when I moved to London, I started hosting for them here, and I was like, this will be interesting how this goes over in London, because when I host these shows, it's like, if you show up in LA or New York to a Moth show, get in line. You'll be one of 40 people there to tell a story. Good luck to you if you get picked tonight. And then in London, it's like, we've got 4 storytellers. It's like, the British thing of like, I don't think I have anything to say. Whereas the Americans are like...
You've got 4 storytellers and one of them goes, do you know what, it's probably not worth it.
You know what, you probably don't want to hear from me. Whereas in America, it's like, let me tell you what I have to say, right? But we're getting you guys on board, so now we have these sort of fuller, lusher shows. And this guy told a story, and he was there to tell a funny story. So that was his vibe. And he told a story about trying to kill himself. Wow. And being, this really good student, and he couldn't take the pressure of his academics anymore, and he got his life in order, and he jumped off one of the bridges into the Thames, and he did it. He jumped.
Wow.
And he was fine. And, like, just drifted over to the side of the river and climbed up. And you're like, and that is the moth, when the moth is at it. So you're like, I'm just sat in a room suddenly, and this guy is telling, like, I'm hearing from someone who they didn't that, so it's not like someone grabbed their arm.
They did it.
He did the thing. And it wasn't even like, and then he was in hospital, and then he just walked home soaking wet and had to get on with the rest of his life.
Wow.
And that's it at its best, and it's not always at its best.
No.
Then you get a lot of duds. But just, I heard a story about a woman who her parents got her a massage as a birthday gift, and she was, like, massaged with hot oil and slipping all over the stone in front of, like, a very hot man. And that was, like, so funny you couldn't believe, what I mean? It's just a really, I'm shilling for them now, but it is a good evening out, I think.
So do you still work with those guys?
Yeah, I host over here. They do a show every month. Mostly they do it at Rich Mix, sort of in Shoreditch.
Okay. We're going to go. Because I don't like going to comedy clubs. The thought of seeing 6, 7, 8 comedians doing their Brexit Trump gags.
Right, no.
That doesn't appeal to me.
No, I understand
I like live events where there is, dangerous wrong, but where there is a possibility that someone's turn might not quite work, and not there to laugh at them, but there's just that fine line between it being great and actually not succeeding that well at all, and things like that. And what was is it Mortified, the Diary?
Oh, right,
those kind of things where it's different from stand-up. And it's people who wouldn't normally get up on stage talking.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, I think, and the thing I forgot is that there's also a competitive element, so people get scored. Like, so after every story, you get, like, these, not note cards, but these cards with scores. It's a very good, it's a really good evening out if you sort of if you're someone who thinks that they really like comedy, but somehow something never quite works for you in a comedy club.
We're going. We should go. We'll take a night off work and go.
And plenty of people get up, just so we're very clear, and I'm not overselling it. Plenty of people get up, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
But there's something in the terribleness of it that's wonderful. And then the next person is great, and that's the magic of the moment.
One of the best stories I heard on the radio was this guy, and it started off him being his uncle was a cop, and him being an irritating little kid at the table, and his uncle said, if you do that again, son, I'm going to handcuff you to the radiator. So they did it again, and the guy slapped him and handcuffed him to the radiator. And then that caused him to kind of be a bit of a drifter and a loner as he got older. And he was like, then he went to being in his early 20s, hitchhiking across the States. And this guy stopped, and he got in the car with this guy, and there was a weird vibe, and the guy started masturbating and pulled out a knife, and this kid just kind of, I don't know, he punched him or said, you stop now, get me out.
Get me out of here.
He got out, and then 6 months later, watching the news, and this guy was like one of America's most prolific serial killers.
Oh!
And he remembered him because he looked like his brother-in-law, and he was like this huge serial, and he was one of the only people to have been in this guy's car and got out alive. And it was that corner when it turned into that part of the story. I'm like, this is incredible.
Yeah. There's just some very good. You're from all walks of life.
Let's go to Jerry. Good evening, Jerry. Jerry.
Hello.
How you doing tonight, Jerry? It's a little bit cooler.
I'm a bit cool, but very still can't understand the rhythms.
A little bit better. I'm just going to explain to Sarah that Jerry's got Parkinson's.
Got it.
And so when it's hot, we haven't got a clue what this guy is saying.
Okay.
And when it's cooler, we stand a much better chance. And sometimes we find that if he sings it, we understand it a little bit better.
Great.
But we got time. What you got for us tonight, Jerry?
Oh, that's your guest.
Yes.
She said she was Porn for the Blind.
Oh, you are a filth. You're a filth dog. So we found this website. It's called Porn for the Blind. Okay.
Oh.
It's closed down now. I can play you a clip if you want. Hang on a second.
So is it the noises of people having sex?
No.
It's narrated.
It's. Here we go. Here's a listen.
It'll be very uncomfortable if I get aroused.
Let's just jump to this.
Okay.
Okay. This is Big Sausage Pizza. So it's someone narrating porn.
Okay.
Here we go. Have a listen. Here we go.
Couch giving a thumbs up to the camera. There is an open pizza box on his lap, and penis protruding from a hole in the center of the box. One woman is touching the penis. One is bent over, sucking the penis. One is massaging the penis between her breasts. while simultaneously eating a slice of pizza.
There you go. That's
okay. Is it supposed to be funny?
No.
Because the guy who's reading it is reading it like he's in on a joke of a thing, I think.
There's loads. This website's closed down now, but we've managed to kind of hack back into it. Loads are serious, and then towards the end of it, people started taking the mick. But it's very straightforward audio descriptions. And you want Sarah to describe pornography, do you, Jerry? Get out of here. Outrageous.
Again, this is what's so problem. I'm just flattered. I'm flattered that he wanted that from me.
How much does it pay? That's the thing.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That's the thing.
I'll do it.
Okay, listen. So the show you're there for the whole run of it.
Yeah, I think I have Thursday. A show off on I have a day off on the 13th, but from the 2nd to the 26th, every day.
And are you doing that thing that when I was there 20 years ago for the full run. I've popped up since, but there's also like other shows where you can go and showcase your thing, and then go, if you like this, come and see me here. Yeah. Are you doing all of that kind of stuff?
I think I'm doing some of it. I'm doing some of those.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like Sarah Milliken runs this wonderful. She runs Standard Issue, so she's doing a bunch of shows, and I'm doing one of those. But I've been so genuinely so worried about my health just because I've been so exhausted in the run up, and I have a small child that I was just like, you know what, we're taking it easy. So I haven't pursued some of that.
You said a really interesting thing before we came in, because when I was going up there, people were waiting to get their sitcom or their panel show or all of that, and the reason that you've got for going up there, I thought was spot on. But you said, I just want to get better.
Yeah, I mean, there's a girl can dare to have private dreams inside her own head, right? But I think that's what everybody talks about is how insane it makes everybody.
Yeah.
So I've just thought, the more sort of grounded I can be. Yeah. And I started this sort of late in life, so I'm not going up at 24 and really hoping it goes green for me. So I just think, right, I'll be a better comic in September. Right?
That's it.
Get some new jokes.
You're doing it every day, an hour a day, every day. You can only get better.
So that is what I hope to accomplish, and to give the people a good show. I want to be very funny for them.
Screw those losers.
Yeah, screw those losers. But I really want them to like me and laugh at me, though.
Listen, we're going to send you home because you're going up to Edinburgh tomorrow.
I am.
I didn't realise she was going tomorrow. That's nuts. That's crazy behaviour to come on this rubbish.
Guys,
come on.
I want a little more self-confidence from you two. This was a pleasure and privilege.
So give us the plugs again. So it starts on Thursday. It's Sarah Barron for Worse.
Yeah, Sarah is spelled Sarah, Barron, Barron.
Yep.
For Worse, 3:40 at the Tron. Please come and join me, and I will try and give you a good hour.
Go and see it, and then go and say hello afterwards.
Yeah,
Rory.
Yeah, I would love it. Rory's going to come and say hello afterwards.
SarahBarron.com, and it's spelt Sarah, but it's pronounced Sarah.
Yeah,
well done.
Thanks so much.
That's an absolute pleasure. Let us know how it goes. Give us a call from the festival if you want.
I would love to.
Let us know how it goes.
I will do that.
0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
A new kind of Talk Radio. We'll
It is, but it's
nice. Millions of BT customers have just
selfie for your friends.
Yeah, we have to get a selfie for
Becky. Time this year.
The
good news is you've got.
I really don't do these.
When they tell you
we just met, so you don't understand how the character this is. But it's for the greater good.
Hi, telling everyone.
It's for the greater good.
Have we got a cab?
Yeah, I'm just
right now. Our award-winning
unlimited
fibre broadband is just £24.50 a month for 24 months.
Are we happy?
I'm happy.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
it's a real pleasure.
We'll see you again. I'm sure we'll come to the Moth one night.
Just an email you if you're going to do that.
Take unlimited fibre.
Oh, thank you.
It's one of my only
Switch to TalkTalk today.
Things that I can do.
TalkTalk for everyone.
So I'll just get my
it's
text
time.
again.
Time to join the millions of people that need happy with Zoom video conferencing. With stunning HD video, crisp audio, and instant wireless sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device.
I think
but
Sarah
the best thing about Zoom,
it
just works.
There you go, you see.
Ditch the distractions. Join the
movement.
That's a pleasure.
With Zoom video
Send our love to Jeff.
Visit
See you later on. Bye-bye.
To set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing. Just when you thought it was safe to turn on your radio, the Leviathan of chat rides again. Hello, I'm James Whale, the radio presenter who isn't afraid to tell you what to think. I believe the media should be well balanced. I myself am not. There is only one James Whale. I remember when I filled up my last swimming pool, it cost nothing. The legendary James Whale Show. You've got to be so careful, haven't you? Well, I haven't got to be careful. I don't give a stuff one way or the other, to be honest with you. 100% whale, 0% blubber.
I want to know whether or not I'm being too rude.
Tomorrow night from 7 on Talk Radio. Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation. Make contact with Iain Lee. The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I do enjoy Edinburgh, but any more than the festival I'm talking about. Look, the city itself is wonderful, but any more than sort of 3 days in the festival, I am shattered by it, man. It is exhausting, and it is relentless, and it is it's tiring. But well done, good luck, Sarah. Catherine and I will be in Edinburgh, but after the festival, Saturday, September the 1st, we are in Edinburgh at the Stand Comedy Club, afternoon show, 4:30, and Sunday, the 2nd of September, we're at the Stand in Glasgow. 1st of September, we're in Edinburgh. Sunday, the 2nd of September, we're in Glasgow. If you want tickets, iainlee.com/event. IAINLEE.com/event. Is the place to go. Phone lines are open, dear listener. 03444991000. We're completing our list of, you remember me and Catherine when we were in Manchester? We saw the whiteboard written by the religious nutjob, and I'm not saying all religious people are nutjobs, this guy was. List of people that he said were going to go to hell. I thought it sounded like a good party. We're trying to fill it. So far, we have Andy is a homosexual. These callers have claimed these titles. Rory is the drunkard. Matt is the gluton. Ellie is wickedness. Brian was the thief, but Ian stole it from him. Badcock is the fornicator. Mags is the backbiter. Sean is covetous. And Pablo is the innocent bloodshed. It's a weird list. We've still got boasters, strife, sowing of discords, false witness, disobedient to parents, anger, extortioners, haters of God. So we've still got those slots are up for grab if you want them. I can't speak. I tell you why I can't speak, right? Because it's been so stressful recently. Should be stressful. You've got loads of money and you've got children. Someone said on Twitter. You've got no right to be stressed. I never forget once, right? I tweeted, this was years ago, I tweeted, oh man, I'm so tired, right? It's this thing you say, oh man, I'm so tired. And someone replied, and it became a bit of a thing for a while with me. How can you be tired? You don't work as hard as a doctor. Now those guys are tired. What? You're allowed to be physically tired, even if you're not a doctor. Even if you are not a doctor. I'm back off Twitter again now. Had a couple of days on there and I'm back off, and it feels so good, man. It feels so good. But so it has been stressful with this divorce, with the house, the farm, the house, buying, the farm. More on that in a bit. Let's just say more on that in a bit. My key ring is a little bit heavier today, yes, man. But it means I've got the biggest mouth ulcer on my tongue ever. Normally you can't really see these things. But I was driving home last night and I kept sticking my tongue out and looking in the rearview mirror, the RVM as I'm going to be calling it from now on, just to save time. And it was huge, man. It was just like they're flapping against my tongue. So I need to get some Bonjela. Can we get this show sponsored by Bonjela? I think that's the way forward. Just trying to negotiate a deal, Catherine, to get the show sponsored by Bonjela.
Oh, not Germaloids.
Germaloids? That's for your bumhole.
Well.
Wowzers. My bumhole is in fine...
Is it all right this week?
Sorry? It's in fine form. Isn't Sarah Barron delightful?
Yes.
Yeah? Can we have her as our friend?
I like her very much. I'm going to work on that.
Okay.
She's the sort of person who makes the whole room sort of bubble.
Yeah, she does it. The room was very, very bubbly.
Liked it.
Very bubbly. So we're still trying to find... I've just read out the list of people that we're still trying to find for the register. Don't pick it will never heal. And we'll see where we get with that. It's always weird going into the show after we've had a guest, because... you kind of, you have the guest 40 minutes or whatever, and it's bubbly, and then you kind of just, it's like someone slams the brakes on, and there's no calls.
We need to fizz it up again.
I think, well, no, I don't think that. I think that's an old thing. I tell you what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to try it tomorrow. We're going to do the whole show, no phone calls, Skype calls only. What was the Skype? I can't remember the login. It was Late Night Alternative was the Skype. But I can't remember the login because I tried to log into it at the weekend.
Oh, no.
And I couldn't find it. I don't know what email it's associated. I'll find it. But tomorrow night, no phone calls. It could be a disaster. We may completely, we get loads of kids phoning up saying the M-word and stuff. But we won't take phone calls. We will take Skype calls only. And to see how that goes, that might get us a few different callers, a few different voices. It might create a different vibe. It will certainly sound different to you, dear listener, because some of the quality on those Skype calls are pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So we will... 499-1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Have we got the papers?
I brought them into the antechamber.
Well, bring them into the pro chamber. Let's have those, guys, because the front page of the Mirror... The front page of the Mirror... Pardon me. The front page of the Mirror... It's natural, we all do it. The front page of the Mirror is the biggest... Tell Kath she might not want to come in for a few minutes.
Not again.
Yes, mate. This time it was audible. The front page of the Mirror... What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't just...
I'm trying to find the front page of the Mirror.
Don't throw them at me. Oh, you're such a tit. Sorry, that was the real me that came out. That wasn't... Idiot.
It wasn't the real you that came out, it was gas.
That was, don't throw them! Just, I only want the Mirror for now.
Please don't be antisocial in there. Like a butcher's curtain it is walking back.
You can talk. So the front page of the Mirror, have you seen it? Fortnite, the game, made me a suicidal drug addict.
Oh.
Dad saves his son, 17, from death plunge after he gets hooked on online craze. No. Let's read the story. I think it's more likely after he got hooked on amphetamines. But let's see. A boy's obsession... Drug addict. Did the video game make him a thieving, lying drug addict, or did the drugs exacerbate an addiction that was living within him? Well, let's do that in a second, because I thought this guy was dead. Ladies and gentlemen, we've not heard from him from ages. It's Barry from Watford.
Hi.
Here comes Barry from Watford. He's a very, very, very old man. He is old, his act is old, and he's as funny as Spam.
Oh, here comes Iain Lee. He's a tall streak of wee-wee. We thought he'd gone. He went into the jungle. Blimey, what a bungle that was.
Here comes Barry, you might remember him. He used to call me years ago. Then he teamed up with a famous nut job, Noel Edmonds, on his shitty show.
You know very well that cheap was good. Listen. Stand the savaging of a load of people who don't You know Cheap, Cheap, Cheap would be flying now if it wasn't for some of those horrible reviewers. I could mention 1 or 2 cows.
I like Deal or No Deal. It was a very straightforward format. Noel Edmonds stood there, got people to open boxes. I like that. But I watched Cheap, Cheap, Cheap. It should have been called Shit, Shit, Shit. You were dressed up in a brown caretaker's coat and didn't do anything funny.
You know very well that I was pretty funny.
I don't.
It had all the elements of variety, plus you won money.
But the money you won was pony. The games were a load of jabronis. Edmund was smug, you had a tug, and that was cheap, cheap, cheap.
Won lots of money.
Did they?
Ironic, you're talking about money.
Oh.
You went into the bush. You didn't do much, and you came back with 125 grand. What a money for old Russo. That was you. You are a judge. Swinging from a rope with a harness on. But every night I had to watch you hiding behind a cushion. Go and get Margaret to turn it off. Occasionally I had to push her.
I used to like the Steve Wright Show back in 1986. He's not been relevant for 30 years, but you went on there. And I know you got 45 quid for every performance that you did. There were no jokes, there were no laughs, and yet you did it. I nearly said something libelous.
Can I just remind you?
Please?
Steve Wright Show is, and you can't argue, it's the most listened to radio show in Western Europe.
Are you sure that is true? The figures don't quite add up. Chris Evans gets a load more than Steve Wright's load of old tosh.
You know, I'm very funny.
Really?
All right, I didn't earn very much money.
Well done.
I didn't phone you to talk a load of poo. I'm talking about my show in Edinburgh before I get cut off.
All right, we'll come back to you after the news, Barry. I think you've earned that. Someone says on YouTube it's like a really crap rap battle. Well, I'm Barry from Watford. After the news, and you, Andrew, as well. 03444991000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Well, pick up your phone.
There we go. There's the
food. Get you talking.
Would you like... The Dictionary of Driving by Mazda.
Hot drink?
Today.
I'll have some water, please.
B.
Some water, please.
B is for beauticality. The new Mazda 6 has both beauty and practicality.
I'm going to go get myself
you
a fizzy
sometimes
cup.
have to choose between the
that
two,
kind of
especially when searching for a company car.
Yes, man.
With sleek, award-winning
I don't
design,
need that.
real-world CO2
that.
emissions from 117
Yes,
grams
please.
per kilometre, and benefit in kind from just £119 per month. The new Mazda 6
By the
has
way, there's
beauticality
the
covered.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Mazda
At the
Fleet.
start, I see party
Mazda.
bum.
Drive together. Company car tax at 20%. CO2 emissions based on new WLTP testing procedure.
Base to Action Man. What is your status? Over.
I just saved at Money Supermarket, and now I feel epic. Over.
Action Man, do you copy?
Look, this isn't a good time, Base Command. This conga line needs me.
Really? Every time this happens?
Save with Money Supermarket and feel epic.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
No bed, please, Samington, no bed.
Comments about Jews had previously boasted about his closeness to the party's leader. Peter Wilsman claimed in 2016 that Jeremy Corbyn had even asked his advice about an internal anti-Semitism report. Earlier, Talk Radio confronted Mr Wilsman, who refused to answer any questions. Our political editor, Ross Kempsell, says the issue is causing divisions within Labour.
Importantly, he didn't say that he would resile himself from these elections for the NEC. Now, that really met with condemnation from Mr Wilsman's own camp. So Corbyn sympathisers such as Owen Jones, several prominent Twitter online voices who do a lot of support for Mr Corbyn, actually condemned Mr Wilsman.
The family of a nurse who died days after being splashed with acid say they're glad the teenage defendant has admitted responsibility. General Webster has been jailed for 17 years for the manslaughter of Joanne Rand, who was caught in the crossfire in High Wycombe last year. She wasn't his intended victim. There are concerns that part of the M20 in Kent could turn into its 13-mile-long car park post-Brexit. Dover District Council is drawing up plans in case increased security checks slow up access to the tunnel or cross-channel ferries. MP for Dover and Deal, Charlie Elphick's been telling James Whale here on Talk Radio there needs to be more government investment.
I haven't done anything about it. I've said to the business secretary, we need to take real action and make investment. And I just get the feeling that in some parts of government, they don't want to do anything because they don't agree with the people's decision to leave the European Union.
A man held over the death of a schoolgirl has been charged with not giving officers his Facebook password. 13-year-old Lucy McHugh was found in Southampton last week. And charities are facing greater scrutiny as a report claims not enough is being done to prevent sex abuse in the industry. The Charity Commission says it's dismayed at evidence of wrongdoing, but insists such allegations should be taken very seriously. Talk Radio weather, showers in the northwest tonight and into Wednesday. As for the rest, mostly dry with sunny spells.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Finn Boyle.
Big day in my world. I finally got the keys to my new home, which is a farm, a working farm. And I went, and I'm not staying there tonight, but I packed all the I posted a picture of my flat. And one of the rooms, the bedroom, the master bedroom, in the East Wing master bedroom of the new property.
I'm a bit worried about it.
Go, tell me why.
You're on a farm. I don't know how they've kept it so pristine and white. You're going to have to disrobe at the door.
No. It's a very intricate system. It's like as you come in through the front door. It's like a human car wash.
All right, airlock.
Yeah. So I went there today. Catherine came round and saw it. Mm-hmm. And I've got the furniture, and I'm staying back at the flat tonight, even though it's empty, because I'm then going to go to the house in Windsor, the marital home, and get all my crap out of there. Get all my crap out and take the dog and the cat. I'm looking after the dog because everyone's doesn't want the dog for a bit, and I thought I'll have the dog for a bit. But the cat is coming to live with me. She's old, she's ancient. She's decrepit. No, I'm not talking about my cat. I'm talking about Barry's wife.
Here we go.
Is she still alive, Barry?
My wife?
Yes. Is she still alive? Is she still performing? Is she still giving you pleasures?
Yes, she is. She still does that ping pong act. She's wonderful.
Does she really?
Yes, she does that. It's an extraordinary sight.
I know. I've seen it. Me and the boys saw it once.
Yeah, remember New Year's Eve? You come round and
with the Pakistani fella from the Halifax.
Yes. Oh, don't talk to me about Prakash. I said you can watch, but you've got to stand outside the French doors. I wouldn't let him in for that.
No.
But it's an extraordinary... Listen, moving into a farm, are you sure?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I expect you'll have a massive cock waking you up first thing in the morning, wouldn't you, about 6?
No, it's cattle, primarily, and there's no birds there.
Okay.
But my boyfriend who has a massive penis will be...
Lovely.
Yeah.
Can I just point out...
Lovely!
It really is.
Lovely! Lovely!
Any of your listeners, he's a very handsome chap, isn't he, your fella?
Isn't he?
Isn't he lovely?
Isn't he?
Lovely.
Anyway,
lovely.
So you told me that you were going to the Edinburgh Festival. Where and when, mate?
Well, we are going. We kick off on the
Yeah.
A female and
Yeah.
vegetable. It's at...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
Are you turning me down?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
It's at Le Mans, 3 o'clock, and it's the 2nd to the 12th of August.
You're only doing 10 days!
It's at Le Mans Hotel, 2nd to the 12th of August.
Stop saying it!
Are you turning me down?
I'm not now. You're turning me on.
3 p.m.
And you're still flogging that Barry and Angelos thing, yeah? Even though it's people have turned their backs on it.
No, they haven't. They bloody love it.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a very funny show, and it's a new one called A Matter of Life and Death.
Okay, that sounds
It's ever so funny.
Is it? Is it lots of jokes about penises and bums again?
Yeah, how did you guess?
Because you've been phoning me for 15 years, you silly old sod. That's how. It was disappointing.
No, I said that his balls were quite a sight.
Yeah.
They're in it. There's all sorts of things. There's some funny bits, some sad bits.
Yeah.
The balls.
It's ever so good.
Oh, and you're giving away 100 free tickets to the first people that call in. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, is it?
Free?
Well, I've not said to what, have I?
Okay. Well, why do you... Because
your face.
All right, shut your face. Well, all right. So I love this, right? I texted... Shut up. I texted Barry a month ago, well, a friend of Barry's, to see if he could come on and talk about something. And his friend of Barry said, no, I can't. I'm on holiday. So, all right,
Who
okay.
was this charlatan? Yeah.
It was... I can't, I'm on holiday. I'm on holiday.
Frank Spencer?
Yeah, so I'm on holiday. But yet, suddenly, weeks later, he wants to sell something. He phones up.
And he phones up. And he tries to sell his show to my audience who've got taste.
True. Not true.
True.
You are... Look, you're a little tease. You know we're great mates. Don't listen to that stuff earlier, people. We're great pals, and I did earn more than £45.
And I did earn less than £125,000.
I don't know that.
Quite significantly less. It was about a third of that. Now,
not what you told me.
Very quickly then, if people want to find out more about this show, I suspect they won't, but where can they go?
Please go to the Edinburgh Fringe box office. A Matter of Life and Death, Angelos and Barry.
So say it one more time, Barry.
Did you?
There's loads of good shows in Edinburgh. I don't know why you'd want to go and see that rubbish. Don't know why you'd want to.
A pensioner
Yeah.
and a gentleman who, really has not washed since about 1985.
No.
They're getting their balls out, basically, is what the show's about.
Louise!
Hello.
Hello, Louise.
Congratulations in the house.
Thank you very much. It's a farm and it's going to be hard work, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my hands dirty. I'm going to put my hands in, and who knows what I'm going to pull out, but I'm going to do it. Get back to I'm going back to my roots, yeah. Pull on my green boots, baby. I'm going back to my roots.
Your roots is a council estate in Slough.
Shut your face. Shut your face. Shut your face.
He looks good now, the picture of the farmer.
Thank you very much indeed. What can we do for you this evening, Louise, on this holiest of holy nights?
Well, I've been ringing up to give you reduction updates and what have you, and I'm actually going through a reduction at the minute. It's not pleasant, but you've been talking last night about the board that you've got with all the things on it.
Yes.
And it's just made me think that sadly I can claim 2 of them.
Well, you're only allowed 1. Don't be greedy, you sinner. Which one are you claiming?
Okay, I'll let you guys choose.
Yeah.
There's liars and deceit.
Well,
I suppose maybe deceit, because
go on.
I was being deceitful with the doctor, deceitful with those around me. Then I was lying to the doctor and lying to those around me.
Lying to a doctor. They should have that as a specific on the board, lying to doctors. You're on there as deceitful. You've just reminded me of something. Right, this ends here. Louise is supposed to be the third person to get the logbook.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today as I drove in.
How do we get Gerard's phone number off of this thing? We're phoning him up now. He's had that for about 3 weeks.
I know.
Absolute disgrace of a human being.
I mean, what can he be doing with it?
No, we're getting that back. We're getting it back, and we're getting it back now. Sam is rifling through his Rolodex. He doesn't have a Rolodex, of course not. He's got a Filofax, and he's going to get Gerard's phone number. We're going to call that chancer up, and we are going to get. Unless you're listening, Gerard, in which case, if you want to dodge the bullet, phone us up now. You've had it for about 3 weeks, man. I bet he's used the pages as skins. Let's use them as skins or lavy paper.
Where's my book? Where's my book, Gerard? Where's my book?
Thank you for my book as well, Ian.
The what?
Greatly appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. The Matt Hay book, of course. Oh, absolute pleasure. Oh, it's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Greatly appreciate it.
So, hang on a minute. He's calling Gerard. Right, whack him straight through. As soon as it starts ringing, Sam, don't even talk to him. Put him through on line number 2. Here we go.
I bet his name's not even
don't let me speak to anybody.
Hang on. Here we go.
Hello?
Hello, Gerard. It's Iain Lee. You're live on Talk Radio.
Hello?
Hello, Gerard. It's Iain Lee. You're live on Talk Radio.
Hello, Ian. Could give me a second to do it.
Sorry? Yes. Where is my bloody book, man?
Ian, I sent it back a couple of weeks ago. That's better now. I sent it back 2 weeks ago. Have you got it back?
No, we haven't got it back!
You're telling me. No, I sent it back about 2 weeks ago, but definitely sent it back I sent it back on Neil checked the diary of the dates. After I filled it on the Friday, I sent it on the Saturday morning, so you should have got it Monday. Definitely, I definitely sent it back, but I used the address. It was on the back again.
This feature lasted a lot less time than I was expecting. Catherine, could you do me a favour? I know you'll be above this. Could you go to that rack over the post box rack and search through everything? Could you? In fact, let's get Catherine on the phone.
I sent it in a brand new jiffy baggie.
Gerard, I believe you, brother. I feel bad for.
Definitely did. I know. I definitely did send it in, but I definitely.
Did you put stamps on it?
Yes, I put 2 stamps on it, buddy. 2 stamps, 67 pence each, and I put it in a jiffy bag.
And did you then post it in a letterbox? That's the important part.
Yes, in a first class mail, Definitely, it was in a white jiffy bag, a brand new white jiffy bag. Slightly bigger than the book itself, like saying, you know.
That's a $25 moleskin book. Okay, right. Gerard?
Definitely. What I'll do then, Ian, I can check the post office that I used in Falkirk.
Yeah.
I can check that. I can check that tomorrow morning.
Right.
To see if it was delivered.
Go on. If you could do that at some point, that would be awesome, Gerard. Thank you, man.
Ian, I'll do that.
I love you, brother. Thank you.
Listen, I'll be going to your gig anyway, so I'll check the post office tomorrow, and what I'll do, I'll give you a phone tomorrow, Ian.
Nice one, man. We'll speak to you tomorrow. Thank you, Gerard.
Thanks, Ian.
Cheers, brother. Thank you. I don't believe a word of that. I don't believe a word of that, Catherine. Do you?
No, I don't believe a word of it either.
Louise, do you believe him?
No, I think he's lying.
This is the show logbook, for God's sake. Right. Here's the thing, right? We're gonna. Catherine, where are you at the pigeon boxes?
Yeah, looking.
So it's a white jiffy bag.
No, there's no such thing.
Right.
Also, we spoke to him after the time period he was telling us, and he said he still had it.
Have a look on the floor, because there's lots of post gets bundled up. Have a look on the floor. Is there any chance it could be in the office somewhere? I mean, those guys downstairs are normally pretty good at handing over the thing. This is awful! Catherine, Louise, this is the worst. This was the only good idea I've had since I started working here.
It was a fantastic idea, and how dare it all go wrong?
It has all gone wrong!
I could have said something much worse, but you would have had to use the dump button.
I would have used the dump button. Catherine?
I'm looking in everyone else's pigeonholes now, because ours is empty. Empty is an empty thing. And theirs is just full of, books about sport and more sport, and then things written with crayon. I think that might be their homework. And it's just, there's nothing for us. I swear, it's not here. I don't believe he got sent.
Could you? I don't believe that guy either. He sounded like a habitual liar and murderer.
Yeah.
I sound like a
That's
murderer.
why you do it. That's why you do it. Record it, delivery.
Right. Right. Well, this is it. From now on, it's going to have to be recorded delivery. I'm not even doing it again. That idea's dead in the water. There's $25 that book cost me. Catherine, would you mind looking in the office, but like looking underneath the desks and everything?
All right, I'll go into Pineland. I'll buy a wee cheap one.
No! Shut your face! Shut your face! We're not doing it with a wee cheap one. This was an expensive, soft-covered moleskin book. We're not doing it with a wee cheap one.
Don't shout. It was just nice.
It's cancelled. It's cancelled. It's cancelled. It's cancelled. Catherine, I've cancelled it.
Well, it's really not here, mate. It's really not here. I think we knew that was going to be the outcome.
Okay,
Deep breath.
come back into the studio. I need to be held in the arms of a powerful woman.
Wow, what's this?
You found it?
No.
Oh, get stuffed.
Talk Radio.
Bollocks!
Intelligent, organic.
Fucking bollocks!
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The big story of the day on Talk Radio with The Times. Know your times. Every weekday from 6:30, join Julia Hartley-Brewer for in-depth analysis of the morning headlines. Don't just be informed, be well informed, with fearless debate and in-depth opinion from right across the political spectrum.
Join me, Julia Hartley-Brewer, for the biggest breaking current
That
affairs
is bollocks.
stories, top guests and
I'm sure he
sharp
did.
reaction.
Get a better quality
That is
conversation
fucking bollocks.
at breakfast. The big story of the day with Julia Hartley-Brewer on Talk Radio with The Times. Know your times.
This is the sound of a broken boiler.
Oh.
I think he would
And
have
having
said
to
so. I
fork
don't
out
think
for a
that.
new
I'm
one.
sure he did.
Oh.
That
Then
is
finding
bollocks.
out you can get
I'm
interest
really
free credit.
disappointed by that.
Oh.
Not blowing your savings on a new boiler feels good. We're with you. Search British Gas New Boiler. Credit subject to status, conditions apply.
Numbers. You've always been good with numbers. Well, you are an accountant, and now accountable for a big new client who's counting on you to deliver. Hire new help. Not much help. Hire newer help. Get a new office. Treat the team to a round. Ouch.
Bollocks.
Your numbers are looking up. Direct Line keeps up with your world when you make changes
That's
to your
the only good
staff,
idea I've had
turnover,
since
or
working here.
location.
Well, we do it
Change
again.
to us,
No.
and we
Yeah.
won't be
No.
beaten on
Yes.
price.
No, we have a little
Can
bit
your
of
business insurance do that? Search Direct Line for business.
Do you have to
New
start
customers
again?
only, excluding VAT. Cover on equivalent basis to
Yeah,
hours. Qualifying
so the
criteria apply
Yeah.
underwritten by UK Insurance Limited.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Ah, man. I mean, I'm gutted. Absolutely devastated. Tony from Leeds says, well. Iain Lee, who preaches diversity and multiculturalism, has moved house to a nice little farm in his village with not a black or brown face in sight. You racist hypocrite, Iain Lee. Why did you not move to Tower Hamlets or Hackney, matey? Don't you like black and brown people? You're nothing but a racist, mate, and shame on you moving to an all-white village. I want it to be a farmer, Tony! There's not a farm in Tower Hamlets. There is one in Hackney, but it's a community farm, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do real farming.
He sent me that text message, so he just changes the names. He sends it to everyone.
But he's right, though. I am a racist.
Well, we know that.
Let's go to Andrew. Good evening, Andrew.
Good evening, Ian and Gaff. How are you doing?
I'm absolutely gutted, mate, if I'm honest.
Well, he was clearly lying about the book.
Shut up, man. I believe that guy.
You put him on the spot. He lied.
Yeah, well, in fact, he's going to go to the post office tomorrow. He comes back and goes, "Oh, no, the post office didn't send it. They're sending it now."
Yeah, and then he'll send it tomorrow and pretend he's got a special number for it or something.
A special number? Yeah, it could be, man. Could be a special number.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gutted, man. That's I don't even ever want to see my farm again now as a result of that being lost.
Well, that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's how I feel. I can't be anything. Can't be anything but honest with you guys, and I'm being honest, and I just, oh man, alive, life.
Well, I've got something for you.
Oh yeah.
I'm sat here and I'm writing a pub quiz for my work colleagues for like a work function.
Oh yeah, go on.
And I've got 12 quiz questions, and I want you and Kath to battle it out, maybe on the buzzers. Have you got any buzzers?
Yeah, I've got 2 buzzers, yeah.
Well, okay, that'll have to do, I guess. So I'm going to hit you with 12 quiz questions. Are you ready? Number 1.
Oh, this will be easy, because you know I'm brilliant at quizzes.
General knowledge.
Yeah. That's fine. I know general knowledge. I can do general. Yeah. Yeah, I can do.
Cool, calm down.
Calm down.
Question number 1. Who has recently been announced as the director of the up-and-coming 25th James Bond movie, starring Daniel Craig?
Oh, I know, it's the fellow with the glasses. Danny Morris, Danny Hutton, Danny
Boyle.
Kath, correct.
Okay.
Sorry,
So, no, I should have... Right, that's fine. I should have thought it in my head. I gave her the answer. Right. Danny Morris is good, though.
Out random Dannies doesn't really work.
Oh, well, I knew who it was, and it was Danny. I knew with glasses, so technically I got it right, but that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be, Andrew. You carry on, buddy.
Danny with the glasses is not an acceptable answer.
It wouldn't be, no. Question 2. Who is the Greek god of the sea?
Poseidon?
Correct, Kath. 2 points.
You were going to say Neptune, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. I was going to go, not Neptune.
He was going to say Danny someone, probably.
Why don't you get stuffed, Andrew?
Okay.
Why don't you get stuffed, mate?
The guy with the fork.
Question number 3. Which animal has the longest gestation period at 22 months?
Elephant.
Correct, Ian.
I know my gestation periods.
You know your effalumps. Question number 4. Who first coined the words madcap, hobnob, and swagger?
Shakespeare.
Correct.
I was waiting for the question to finish.
Why?
I knew from the first word that it was. So I knew from the question before I even gave examples that it was Shakespeare, because it's always Shakespeare.
Here's a tip. Say it next time.
Okay, here's a tip. It's the tip of my middle finger. When you sit on it and swivel.
I've got 2.
Okay, well, I've got holes.
This is escalating very quickly.
What's the score? 3-1 to me.
3-1 to me.
3-1 to Kath. Okay, question number 5. Which Apollo 11 astronaut did not set foot on the moon?
I don't know that one. I'm not good on space. It's like Dave Smith or something.
Bukowski.
Not Fakowski, no. Who's that?
Just in Star Trek, there would always be Spock, Kirk, and Bukowski, and you knew which one wasn't coming back.
No, actually, there wasn't a
in the red shirt.
Now you're doing a crap stand-up routine, Andrew. So that's dumb.
I'm not.
There wasn't. Yeah, you are. There wasn't a Bukowski, and it's a boring question. Next question, please. Next question.
You're so bitter, so salty.
The answer, if you want to know, was Michael Collins.
Couldn't care less, mate. It's a stupid question. Next question, buddy.
Question number 6. In football, who was the only player to score in an FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League and UEFA Cup final?
Gary Lineker.
Incorrect.
I'm going to say
Wayne Rooney.
Paul Scholes.
Incorrect.
Paul Gascoigne.
Incorrect.
Kevin Keegan.
Bobby Moore.
No.
Bill Beaumont.
Emlyn Hughes.
But go on. Not Emlyn Hughes, no.
Beefy Botham.
No, the answer is Stephen Gerrard.
Oh.
Okay, it's a boring question. Next one. I suggest you make this quiz a bit more fun, because these are dull.
Oh, man
questions.
alive. I'm trying my best here.
No,
Question number 7. Which Robert Louis Stevenson story became Disney's
Treasure Island.
non-animated excellent work?
Thank you, mate. He said Robert Louis Stevenson. He only wrote one book. Next.
No, he didn't.
He only wrote one book that counts. Yeah.
You wrote Kidnapped.
All right. Name another book apart from Kidnapped.
Why? I just named
No. Name another book. But from Robbie Louis Stevenson's. Name one. You can't. Treasure Island. Man Friday. Next.
You absolutely not.
Question number 8. Which lake in Great Britain has the largest volume
Windermere.
of water? Incorrect.
Pussiquama.
Largest volume of water.
Oh, in England?
No, in Great Britain.
Loch Ness.
Correct.
Kiss it. What's the score? This is a great quiz, bud.
No idea. I'm hoping Carl's keeping score.
Right.
No, I'm not. I know I'm winning.
Right. No, you're not winning. No! Stop! As my boys... Shut up, Andy. Shut up. As my boys now say when we're playing a game, they do the time-out gesture and they go, T! So, T, right? We're not going anywhere until we've got the score, because there's no point in me doing this if I'm not going to win, right?
All right, well, hang on then. Let's do a recap. Kath had Danny Boyle.
Ask us all the questions again.
You had an elephant.
You had an elephant.
She had Shakespeare.
Yep.
It's 3 each. It's 3 each.
Shh, no.
All right. Deal.
No, hang on. Let's do this properly because I think I've got more than that.
No, you haven't. It's 3 each.
No one had Stephen Gerrard, no one had Michael Collins.
They were stupid questions.
Ian had Treasure Island.
So 3 each.
That's 3-2, isn't it?
To me. I've got 3 questions, right? You may only have got 2. If you want to take 2...
No, I definitely have 3.
Okay.
Question number 9. Which 2 words are inscribed
Up
on the
yours.
Victoria Cross? No.
For Valor.
Well done, Kath.
Oh, well done, Kath. Nationalist. Well done, Kath. Why don't you go and wear a sexual device and have sex with the Queen with it?
Gosh.
Well done, Catherine. Why don't you pick up a Bren gun? Oh, Bren gun. Why don't you pick up a Bren gun and go and go fox hunting with Prince Harry and Camilla?
Jeez.
I know. I mean, really.
Yeah, you might as well have nationalist.
This is a grown man.
Yep. Silly quiz. Next question.
Didn't expect this. Right, question 10. The Scoville scale.
The what?
Is a measurement. The Scoville scale is a measurement of what?
Testicles?
No, that's the orchidometer.
Orchidometer.
No, that's it's definitely not balls.
The Scoville scale. Well, it's got to be a weather condition. Weather condition. No. Is it?
No.
Don't know.
Not Danny Boyle. No.
No! Don't tell us! Don't tell us! I'm thinking. Shut your.
You don't know.
Chilies.
Correct.
You just saw that on YouTube. You cheating get. Close your screen now.
I can't.
Close it now.
I
that
can't.
does not count.
It does. That counts. I've not said it. I did not say it.
No.
That counts.
No.
That counts.
No.
Screw you. Screw you.
No.
Right. I'm going to throw a pen at you, and I'm taking the lid off.
Don't you dare!
Oh, no.
Who
Put
did
my
that?
jacket on.
Oh no!
Absolute dick.
Oh no! Oh no! Hang on a minute. We vandalised Catherine's jacket. Go on! Quick, get a wet wipe.
No point.
No, that'll come off.
Ruined.
No, that'll come off.
No, I'm not rubbing it in. It'll be fine. I'll treat it.
How are we going to get this out?
I'll have to treat it when I get home.
No.
You did that.
Yeah, I know,
You
and
did that.
I instantly I feel bad for it. Instantly I feel bad. I'm apologising. So no.
I told you not to.
No, that's
you
Andrew's
insisted.
fault. It's Andrew's fault. It's a crappy quiz. Shut your face, Andrew.
Right. Okay.
Shut up. How do we get that off there?
I'll have to wait until I get home and I'll look into some treatments.
Right, guys, this is the show now. Catherine is wearing, rather ambitiously, is wearing a white jacket. How much did that jacket cost you?
I'm not telling you that. It's none of your business. And frankly, you're adding insult to injury now.
So it was cheap. And then buy 2 more. I'll buy 3. And I'll buy you 5 of them cheap white jackets. Right. Catherine is wearing, ambitiously, because she's a clumsy eater, a
Who'd have thought it wouldn't be me that stained it?
Alright, fine. Alright, get me the pen. I'll colour it all in. I'll colour it all in green. That way you won't know. That's a solution. I will, and that will take me about 40 minutes. I will colour the whole thing in green for you.
I'm sure it'll look great.
You keep out of this. It's your fault.
It's not your fault.
It is his fault for having a stupid quiz and you not letting me have chilies, Andrew.
I'm letting you have the chili.
Thank you.
I'm not. That was cheating.
Right. Listen.
No.
You're going to let this...
2 questions.
You be quiet, boy! You're letting this anger eat you up, and that is going to kill you. So, either let me colour it in...
No.
Or, then we've got an hour and a half, we've got the hive brain...
I do not want to discuss this with you or anyone else any further.
Let me go on to the... I'll go on to the Henny's website.
It's not from Henny's, so...
What is it from? ASOS?
No,
It's ASOS!
It's not from ASOS. I've fallen out with them.
Oh, why?
They've been arses. Anyway, arsos.
Let me look at the label.
No.
Let me...
No.
Come on. Because
No.
the thing is,
You're
what's going
making
to
this
happen
worse.
is, like, 20 years from now, we'll be having a lovely evening.
As if we'll be talking.
And you'll go, yeah, but you chucked a green marker pen at my white jacket and ruined it. And I can... Here's the thing. We can fix the situation now, right? We can fix it, and then there's nothing... Stop looking at it. Don't make me look at it. We can fix this situation now, right?
I'm going to go and try and clean it. I don't want to talk about it to you or anyone else.
Okay, well that's not good. You're gonna... If you get it wet, you're gonna make it worse. Just tell me where it's from.
No.
And I will do a GoFundMe. Andrew will contribute. You'll contribute, won't you, Andrew?
This pen better go.
Yeah, a couple of P.
Couple of P. Outrageous. We'll carry on the quiz without
I
you.
hope you're happy.
We'll
The things you'll do to win. It's quite disgusting.
No, where's Kath going?
She's going off for a little cry.
Oh, well, that's not right. because she could get these 2 questions right.
Well, she's not here, so I think the best thing is if you just ask the questions anyway, and we'll see if I would get them.
Right. Question 11. What is the highest mountain in Africa?
Kilimanjaro.
Correct.
There we go. Is it easy question?
Final.
Yeah.
Okay, final question.
Yeah.
Other than it being the title of an Oasis album, where else would you find the words "Standing on the Shoulders of Giants"?
It's on, isn't it on Money, son? It's on Money.
Oh. Go on.
It's on like a £10 note?
Oh.
10 pence piece?
No.
£20? I don't know, it's on Money! You ruined my best friend's jacket and our friendship! If anyone knows how I can hide from Catherine for the next 5 years... No, she's got a white jacket on. Sam, have we got any Tipex in the building? I honestly don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I just don't know how to fix this. 0344 499 1000. This is going to be an uncomfortable hour and a half of radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB, the Independent Republic of Mike Graham on Talk Radio.
Blasted rhetoric from the Banana Republic for people who think capital punishment isn't going nearly far enough.
Join me, the Reverend Mike Graham. Revolutionary, rebellious, rebuilt, rebranded.
Dangerous mid-morning debate with the great dictator.
The Independent Republic of Mike Graham.
Tomorrow morning from 10
on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
If anyone can help, if anyone can help, with it's a white jacket. It is green marker pen, fluorescent green marker pen on a white jacket. It's literally a dot. And I think that it's on her sleeve, and I think if she just held her arm across her chest, you know, if she had, a sling, if she had her arm in a sling, I don't think you'd notice it. So that's a suggestion I'm going to make to her. That's a suggestion that one of you could call in and make to her, please. Hello, Tony.
Yes.
Tony.
How are you?
I'm all right, Tony. Yes.
Well, that quiz was crap, for starters.
Okay, well, so is your call so far, but carry on. Let's see if it improves.
Well, that's not very nice.
Well, that's not very nice of you to slag off the last caller, Tony. Come on, make it better, boy.
I wasn't slagging him off, I'm just saying the quiz was crap.
I'm saying your call is crap. I'm saying your call is crap so far. Up your game, buddy.
And you were slagging Catherine off, poor woman.
Right, and you are boring. Get to the point.
So were you on that bloody I'm a Celebrity?
But yet you phoned in to talk to me. So who's the idiot?
But you didn't start the call very politely.
You started the call rudely. I carried on your rude tone. You loved me on I'm a Celebrity. You loved me on I'm a Celebrity. You voted for me, man. You voted for me. How sad is that?
The only reason I was watching that is because of Amir Khan.
Right, okay. So you voted. You came round to liking me and you voted for me.
I did not.
You voted for me on The Jungle. You love me on The Jungle. And you're phoning me up now because you... Yeah, you did. You love me and you're phoning me up now because you love me and you want to be me. Well, you know what? You can't be me. I'll tell you something.
Go on.
Well, I haven't got anything to say, actually. I ran out of...
Well, alright, you're sort of right, because when I was watching you on telly, I didn't really like you, but...
Here we go.
I stumbled across your radio station.
Come on, Tony.
I have to be honest.
Here we go.
I do actually enjoy this.
Yeah, Tony! Tony! What you got for us, Tone?
You've kind of done it for me, so in the evening I don't jump in bed, I listen to the radio station.
Tony's got a crush on me, he wants to marry me. Wait till I'm divorced and then we will see.
No, thanks.
Okay,
come on, you're taking one step too far.
Come on, Tony. Live a little. Try a little bit of the love sausage.
No, thanks, mate. Definitely not going down that way.
Oh,
no,
you don't have to go down. I will. Anyway, what do you want, Tony?
Right, I rang you to tell you about apprentices.
Apprentices?
No, apprentice, you know.
Apprentices?
I'm my own business and I get apprentices from college.
Yes.
I just wanted to moan about them.
Right.
Like, they don't really know. I know they come into work, but they don't show any enthusiasm. I gave them a task to do, they don't get it done.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a waste.
Right. What can we do to make this better?
Don't have apprentices.
Were they... Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to ask a question. Were they English?
Why does that matter?
Sorry?
Why does that matter?
Well, because the theory is, right, and I was just seeing if it was true.
Is this your own theory or is this backed up?
This is backed up with stats. The theory is that English... They were young people, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can prove this wrong. The theory is that young English people, when they're confronted with having to work, they're like, no, I can't be bothered. But Asian, European, Eastern European, African young people, when they're confronted with work, they're like, yep, what do you want me to do? And then when I finish that, what should I do?
Some people might say you're being racist by saying
well, those people don't understand what racism is.
Fair enough.
What was their country of birth?
It was England.
Yay! Tony, you know it! So you're the racist.
No.
You're a racist?
How am I a racist?
You're just saying that all English people are lazy?
You said that.
No, I didn't, mate. Well, I didn't.
I'm not bothered.
I think once we've edited the tape, it will definitely be you that says it.
Well, nobody listens to this again, do they?
No, that's true, actually. You've got a good point there.
Who was that guy that rang in? Was it Barry? You and him had that rap battle?
Yeah.
Who is he?
I don't know, just some old guy.
All right, I thought you said he was on Noel Edmonds' show.
No, I don't know who he was, just some silly old sausage. Well, here's my tip. Get either an Asian, a European, preferably an Eastern European, or an African apprentice. You watch, man. You ain't gonna have to tell those guys twice.
And do I need to pay him the minimum wage?
You ain't been paying less. They're foreign. They don't know what the money's worth. They ain't got a clue what the money's worth. Yeah, just give them a few coins and tell them it's £1 million.
That's it. They'll be up for that.
Thank you, Tony. You're racist. 03444991000. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable, but that's why we love this radio show. It's uncompromising. It's unflinching. What's the latest on the jacket scandal? Jacket Gate.
Okay, well, you'll be happy to know that most of it's come out.
Oh, I'm not happy with that. Most of it.
Well, most of it's come out, and the jacket is machine washable, so I can probably stick it in the washing machine.
Right. Let me have a look at the damage.
It's very wet at the moment.
Okay. I want to see the jacket. Right.
Can't really see it. Look.
Yeah, because it's not most of it that's come out, mate.
It's very faintly there.
I can't see.
I will know it's there.
Let me have a look.
I will know it's there.
Let me have a look. No, not...
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah, bright green there, yeah.
Where is it? I can't see it.
There.
Where?
There, where my finger is.
Can't see anything. No, I don't see anything.
Yeah. Okay, well, you're not really looking. I think you're...
Let me buy you a new one.
No, don't be silly.
No, because you were... Here's the thing, Kath. You were actually, and I know this, you were actually proper angry, rightfully so, because I assaulted you.
You lost a highlighter pen at me,
I lost a highlighter pen at you, and that could have been a knife, or a gun, or a flame.
No,
I assaulted you, and you were rightfully angry.
Also, you unsheathed it, telling me you were doing it.
So you were warned. So in many ways...
And I say, no, I've got a white jacket, slow motion.
But what's great is now, because you're realising that you actually... You took it a little bit too far.
I did. Mm-hmm. Okay, explain that bit to me.
You took the anger a little bit too far.
I think I was very...
I've got mental health issues, and I'm getting divorced, so it's a really tough time for me. So you took it too...
I'm just a working mum trying to do her best and earning a lot less than you. Just try and look nice when I leave the house, because the rest of the time I am I'm covered in other people's
my mum's
fluids.
My mum's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So you're... I'm laughing now because the tension's been broken, because your anger was so out of...
not broken.
You what? You've had 2 kids. We're laughing because the tension is broken, but the tension was only there because you got too angry.
I don't think I did.
No, you don't.
I think
the listener does.
I stand by my reaction. I think I was restrained.
I think it was over the top. I think it was unnecessary. I think it was.
So hang on a minute. Am I supposed to apologise to you?
Yes, please. And more importantly, the listener, for making them feel uncomfortable. This is a fun, light-hearted radio show. You made it as uncomfortable as like James O'Brien interviewing Nigel Farage.
Oh God, no.
So you overreacted. I've apologised for the assault. I've apologised for that. The stain is
It's really
gone.
cold in here as well. Now
One of the callers, Oliver, in fact. Oliver.
Hi, Ian and Kath.
Oliver, you made a really good suggestion about a sling, didn't you?
I can't remember what you said, Ian.
No.
Put a sling and cover your thing. I can't remember.
Oliver's phoned in and said, he texted in and we phoned him back. He said if you put your arm in a sling, you wouldn't see it. They wouldn't see the green stain on the jacket.
Why not just a badge? That would be a better suggestion.
Or a badge. Oliver's full of ideas. You should listen to Oliver.
I've got a few ideas.
Hello?
Oliver, what have you called in for?
Can I have your, the list?
Oh yeah, you want to go on the list. Who are you?
I want to go on the list.
Who are you?
I want to be a God hater.
Oh, hater of God. Oliver, tell me why.
He's a bit of a C word, isn't he?
No! Well, hang on, but that means
Wouldn't you call somebody a C word if they gave you cancer? If they made a reality in where animals eat each other alive, where you get horrible illnesses, I'm reading off a list.
You're just describing YouTube.
Yeah, well, there's another thing as well. Parasites coming out of dogs' faces and people who like them.
Have you... Well, hang on a minute. Hang on a second, because I think the people that like seeing parasites being squeezed out of dogs' faces, I don't think it's fair to lump those in with bad things that a God has created, because I'm one of those. I like seeing what is it, Ghanaian mango flies being squeezed. Go and Google it, YouTube it. Thanks to the people who I think it was.
And enjoy it.
Casey told us that last week. Go and Google it. I enjoy it, Oliver, and God damn it, no one's getting hurt.
The poor little innocent dog. That's like a child. They say animals have the same intelligence as young children, so that you're basically watching like a child have parasites fly out.
Is that video available? Because if it is, I would love to see it. So you believe in God?
No, not really.
Well, then you can't be a hater of God.
He might
now we're getting there.
He might exist. I can say they might exist, and if they do, that's a terrible, awful thing.
Do you want to learn how to win loads of points with the listeners, Oliver?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think God... You're talking about God, are you? Yeah, I think she might exist.
Yeah, I was going to say she,
they. All of the harm with the green marker pen has been undone, because I said that God might be a woman. Of course he wouldn't. He'd be a bloke. But I've said it, and the women at home are like, ooh, Ian. Ooh, yes. We like that, Ian. Thank you. You think God might be a lady.
Yeah, after you just described all the terrible things.
Yeah.
Classically, he does.
Okay. Well, Oliver, if anything, you've made things a little bit worse here, mate, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay. But I'm on the list, right?
You're definitely
You're on the list,
You're
yeah.
on my list.
Yeah. Yes, I'm so sorry. No, I'm so sorry. I felt terrible. It hasn't come out yet. Let me buy you a new one.
Millions of BT customers have just
They won't. You'll always know it's there. You will always know it's there.
The good news is you've got 30 days.
Yeah, but it should come from you or your kids. Let me buy you a new one. Let me buy you a new one. Who is it from? ASOS.
Price rises on your broadband.
Is it a posh one?
Right now. Unlimited fibre broadband is just £24.50 a month for 24 months, including line rental. And as part of our big summer save until the 16th of August, you can get 9 months of Sky Sports for just £15 a month when you take unlimited fibre. So say no to price rises and switch to TalkTalk today.
Well, then you're a bit unfair for making such a big deal of it.
Base to action, man.
I'm so sorry, I felt terrible.
I just saved at Money Supermarket, and now I feel epic. Over.
Action Man, do you copy?
I'm sorry.
Look, this isn't a good time, Base Command. This conga line
Crying,
needs
laughing,
me.
listening to Iain Lee trying to justify throwing an unsheathed pen at flipping cats. Quote,
Save with
my
Money
mum's in a
Supermarket
wheelchair.
and feel epic.
You heard this all say that as well, didn't you?
It's very loud.
Driving home with Eamon Holmes.
Your number one drive time destination.
High revving radio with Eamon Holmes.
Showbiz news, current affairs, big names, special guests. If it's happening, we're on it.
Get home with Holmes.
Driving home with Eamon Holmes. Weekdays from 4
on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Scott.
Whoa.
Hello, Scott.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm fine, man. How you doing, man?
Yeah, what's happening?
I'm doing the radio show, man.
How's it going?
It's a hit and miss.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Why, what's happened?
Oh, you know.
No, I don't. I've not really been listening that much. I listened to the last guy talking about God.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was alright. It was a bit boring.
Yeah?
But you're gonna up the ante a bit, aren't you, Scott? I can feel the vibe. You got what it takes to make phone-in radio exciting again.
I love your optimism.
Okay, well, let's see where we go.
By the way, I want to say thank you for playing my video on your, wait there.
Did he?
I know, I had to... What are the rules on this?
The rules are you're not allowed to swear, and if you say an F-bomb, you get cut off. Them's the rules.
Alright, yeah, I won't do that.
No, you won't.
I'll flirt with it, though.
Oh.
No, I wanted to say thank you for playing the video.
Yes.
Of Ground Force.
Oh, that was you. That was you. That was from your warped mind.
Yeah, I apologise for that.
Oh, I enjoyed it. What you didn't hear...
Did you?
Sorry?
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Oh. It's very kind of you.
Yeah, well, I'm a kind guy. You're a weirdo, though. Just judging by this phone call.
Misunderstood.
No. I think you're very understood. But judging by this phone call, because you know, I enjoyed the video, but this phone call was uncomfortable.
Well, it should be, yeah, and rightly so.
Right. Okay. All right. What do you want to say?
I didn't know. I was just seeing how you were. What's been happening with you? Okay. Just making sure you're okay, man.
Yeah, I'm just talking about ends on the radio. That's 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're very, very welcome. So. Where's, here we go. Listen to this. You give people a chance and they're weird.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, the 8-foot escaped python that slithered up a toilet and into a blind man's shower. Oh! Let's just hope he wasn't listening to Porn for the Blind. Wrapped around a shower. Look at the size of that.
That's like the third python story I've heard in the last couple of weeks. There was one earlier in the week of this woman who woke up with a python lying next to her.
I'm just about to move into a new farmyard residence. I hope there are no pythons on the loose. Wrapped around a shower, an 8-foot escaped python lies in wait, having slithered up through a lavatory. Most of us would probably scream in horror if we were confronted by this terrifying sight. But Stuart Saunders, who is blind, was unfortunately none the wiser. And he tried to pick it up several times, thinking it was a roll of insulation. Aye, what's the blind guy doing keeping insulation in his toilet? What's the guy doing there? The 60-year-old from Exeter was listening to music. Oh, he can hear music, can he?
He's blind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry. When he heard crashing sounds coming from his bathroom on Sunday night and went to investigate. Oh, nosy blind guy. He said, "Things began falling. I thought the wind from the window may have blown them over. A toothbrush and glass, a bottle of bleach and shampoo had all fallen down."
What's that voice for?
It's my blind man voice. Okay. When I picked them up, I noticed this thing on the floor, like insulation had come up.
Sounds a bit like Morrissey.
Eventually, his support worker burst into the room and told him the intruder was a giant snake. Sure, it's a bloody snake! Get away from it! They rang police, but it was staff from a nearby pet shop, Exeter Exotics, who came over to catch it. It left the bathroom in an awful mess with gunge on the wall. The whole bathroom has to be deep cleaned, said Mr. Saunders. I've never touched a snake before that I can remember.
You'd remember.
It was curled around the toilet and around the shower. That's why everything was being knocked over. It's lucky I wasn't in there showering or masturbating. That's what he says. That's what the guy says. That's what the guy says. Let's just cut this guy off because he's being an idiot. Exeter Exotics is looking after the escaped python and appealing for its owner to come forward. Pythons are one of the largest types of snake. They are non-venomous and they kill their prey by squeezing them to death before swallowing them in one piece.
Oh, do you remember that song we used to play? I'm being swallowed.
Oh, yeah.
By a boa constrictor.
Yeah, but with the tune, yeah.
I'm
no,
being
don't.
spoiled by a boa constrictor.
You're not singing the right words.
I'm
getting swallowed by boa constrictor.
Anyway, the other song. You know who wrote that? You know what other song that guy wrote? Who wrote that? Sylvia's mother says.
Is it Shel Silverstein?
Sylvia's busy. She's pivot. Sylvia's mother says somebody's gonna make a life of home. Sylvia's mother says, oh no, you know, I don't wanna see anymore. And the operator says the same for the next so many, yeah. This is Amy, I just gotta talk to one. Gonna keep on down. Driving to Texas, I just gotta settle, no. Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah, singing Sylvia's mother.
Are you?
Yep. Oh, here we go. Vogue magazine says Brazilian waxes have fallen out of favour and advised fashion eaters that the full bush is back.
Oh, God.
The Style Bible recommended a 5-step pubic hair regime. Just let that sentence sink in.
We were wondering, weren't we, yesterday, what the next thing would be?
Yeah.
Right, because there's been, the eyebrows has been a big thing at the moment. From no eyebrows virtually in the 1990s when we were encouraged to sort of have like one hair's width all the way across and then coloured in. Now they're massive. So we wondered what the next thing was going to be. I thought noses. I thought we were going to have nose jobs to make them bigger. Turns out, bush.
The Style Bible recommended a 5-step pubic hair regime for women that involves trimming with scissors, exfoliating, be careful, starting a gentle cleansing regime using a conditioning oil like beard oil, and wearing cotton underwear. It comes after celebs such as Gwyneth Paltrow, Lady Gaga and Cameron Diaz spoke out in favour of the natural look down below.
Well, I wouldn't take Gwyneth Paltrow's advice on all things below the belt. She steams hers.
Yeah, what? I bet Lady Gaga's fanny's covered in, I don't know, bricks or or sausages or like smoke. Bet you pull down her pants if she's wearing any, it's just like smoke round there. You got to waft it away before
like
you can get
Duran
in there.
Concert.
Yeah. You got to waft it away. Where is it? There it is. Oh, what are you doing? Sorry, there's so much smoke. I can't see where I'm supposed to go. You shouldn't have smoke round your fanny. There should be nothing there or hair. You got smoke down here. You know what? I'm out. And that is why me and Lady Gaga split up.
Yeah.
She had smoke round her fanny. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. We've got entertainment and we're not afraid to use it. Talk Radio.
It's time.
I feel really bad
time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. With stunning HD videos, Chris will share across any mobile tablet, But the best thing about Zoom, so ditch the distractions. Join in the distraction and meet joining with Zoom's video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
The Dictionary of Driving by Mazda. Driving today by Mazda. The letter today. The letter B. B is for beauticality. The new Mazda 6 has both beauty and practicality. You sometimes have to choose between the two, especially when searching for a company car. But with sleek award-winning design, real-world CO2 emissions from 117 grams per kilometre, and benefit in kind from just £119 per month, the new Mazda 6 has beauticality covered. Search Mazda Fleet. Mazda. Drive together. Company car tax at 20%. CO2 emissions based on new WLTP testing procedure.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. On the hour news headlines.
An airliner has crashed shortly after taking off in northern Mexico. 101 people were on board the Aeromexico Connect flight when it landed in a field near the airport in Durango. Footage shows smoke rising from the plane, which is relatively intact. There have been no reports of any fatalities. A Labour official recorded making disparaging comments about Jews had previously boasted about his closeness to the party's leader. Sky News has obtained a recording of Peter Wilsman from 2016. It suggests Jeremy Corbyn had even asked his advice about an internal anti-Semitism report.
The phone went. It was Jeremy. It was texted me. He said, I'm sitting on the song waiting to make a speech. I've got a few minutes. Could you please text me the recommendations in Chinese book that we need to be a bit careful?
Earlier, Talk Radio confronted Mr. Wilson, who refused to answer any questions. A teenager is beginning a 17-year jail sentence for manslaughter after a nurse was caught up in the crossfire of an acid attack in High Wycombe. The judge sentencing 19-year-old General Webster from London described his actions as incalculable and irreparable. There are concerns that part of the M20 in Kent could turn into a 13-mile-long car park post-Brexit. Dover District Council is drawing up plans in case increased security checks slow up access to the tunnel or cross-channel ferries. A man held over the death of a schoolgirl has been charged with not giving officers his Facebook password. 13-year-old Lucy McHugh was found in Southampton last week. An organisation that represents charities says the sector knows it has to take allegations surrounding sex abuse very seriously. A report by MPs claims the issue is endemic. Elizabeth Chamberlain from the National Council of Voluntary Organisations has told Talk Radio charities are working hard to strengthen their processes.
All charities, regardless of whether they've been directly affected by the particular Times investigation, are committed to strengthening themselves and their practices in this area, because that's what charities do. They do want to do their best and serve people they are there to serve in the best possible way.
Talk Radio weather, showers across the northwest overnight and into Wednesday. For the rest, mostly dry with sunny spells tomorrow.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio, on air and off.
Fuck off, you!
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
344 499. What's the number?
1000.
There we go. That's it. You give us a call about anything you want. It's tired. I bought a house. I bought a farm today. I've ruined my best friend's jacket.
Yeah, but it's fine.
No. And I threw a pen at Catherine's.
Oh.
So it's been a really emotional. It's been a roller coaster of emotion, guys. I just want to say that. I can do Trump. I just want to say that. That's the best Trump I've ever done. I just want to say that. I just want to say. I'm scared. What? Okay, it's been a roller coaster of emotion, guys. Got to pull my chest up. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, guys.
Well, that's getting a bit more
Isn't
expensive.
it? I'm going to stop now.
Yes.
Because I did it. Let's go to Christian. Christian, I did it. Jesus Christ. Hey, Christian.
Hello, mate.
Yeah, hello, mate. Hello, mate.
Yeah.
Yay.
So, the evil plan is all in place.
Baloney.
Abalone, we're going to... Now, with the bombs all over town, the money shall be ours. Yeah. Come on! Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Abalone, see, ma...
Your video show.
Oh, your video make me so horny. Your video so horny. Woo, woo, woo. Ah, yeah. Yes.
Oh, Cassie.
Hello.
Don't bring me into this.
Hello, pretty lady. Hey.
Hey,
pretty lady. I know you're getting so much lovely.
You got lovely hair and a lovely skin. I've got a beard and you have a black t-shirt. Yeah.
He knows I have a black t-shirt. He's reading my mind.
Christian, you've got a creepy voice, and I don't like the idea of you watching us, 'cause I have a feeling you are naked from the waist down, and that's why your voice has gone funny.
You should stop singing. Rubbishy. Your singing is sweet. I love your singing. It is absolutely.
You are so right. My singing is good tonight, and Catherine's is rubbishy.
Well, the truth is, you are a pair of bellends. And nobody wants to hear either of you.
Singing, 'cause you are rubbish. Oh, Iain Lee, your singing is awesome. I think you're brilliant.
You wanna kiss him on the winky woo? Why don't you just ask him out instead of singing like a knob?
Kath.
Christian.
Pinky toes on them. Singing is awesome, but Catherine, she sounds like a
Steady.
moose.
Steady. 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 I'm going to the farm to work on the farm. I'm gonna get my hands dirty on the farm.
Oh, please, Liam, don't go to the farm. 'Cause if you do, I'm gonna chop my bum off. Oh, Catherine, you have a busy girl, but Ian's not.
What did he say?
Don't know, but I just dumped you.
Thanks for the call, Christian. I appreciate it.
Never call again. I hate you. Bye.
What did he say at the end?
I hate his guts. Hate his guts.
Don't be so silly.
No, I mean it. I'm going to hunt him down, and I'm going to I'll chop his bum off.
It's disgusting.
No, I totally disagree with sex with a robot. How do you work that one out?
Pam-pum. A biddly bong.
Blimey!
It's disgusting.
Night, everybody. Night.
I just don't know what's going on. I do know what's going on. We're now about to hear some bullshine about a bank of dreams and imagining a robot god that loves everybody. You ready? Here we go. Evening, George.
That's very pathetic of you.
Isn't it? And very pathetic of you. George, we have noticed that the last 3 or 4 calls, and we love your calls, and we love talking to you, but the last 3 or 4 calls have been very, very, you've been repeating yourself, and we are wondering if that is a symptom
of a problem or an unhappiness or something, because normally your calls are exciting and take us on realms of fantasy, but your last 3, 4, 5 calls, they've just been exactly the same.
Have they?
Yep. Yes, they have.
I love my facts.
I don't know. I just think that what I'm being made to imagine is really lovely, and I'm just trying to share that imagination, because it's all about imagination, and if people can share that imagination, then we can change everything, and I'm quite convinced that everything is going to change, and that it will start to change here in London, and I'm just very optimistic about the future, and I just think that, as I say, the world is going to change, and it's going to change into something very lovely, and I just wish to talk about it. So if I'm repeating,
well, no, but you've told us about it. You've told us many, many times.
Yeah, but can you not share that imagination?
No, well, I've imagined it, and okay, I imagined it, but I don't want to keep imagining it 4 or 5 times.
No, I understand that, but anyway, I'm trying to get my predictions into print somehow, but haven't succeeded in doing that yet.
Yes,
but it's just the music side of it, and different bands are coming together, and everything is in motion, and I'm very excited by it, and would love to think that you have a part to play in it.
But I'm not excited by it because I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think it is?
No, I've told you this loads of times. I think it's a nice idea, but I don't think it's going to happen.
It's well into the mystic. It really is very mystical, and is all prophesied in scriptures.
I don't believe the Bible.
I know you don't, but
I think it's a load of old nonsense. Some bits of it are quite nice, some bits of it are quite boring, some bits of it are beautifully written, some bits of it are terribly written, but it's a story, and that's it.
No, it's not it. It's the New Testament is every letter of the Greek alphabet has a numerical value, and you have to translate all.
No.
Yes, you do. What do you mean?
No. Now you're saying you're reading Tom Brown. Is it Tom Brown? Da Vinci Code.
I haven't read Tom Brown.
Dan Brown.
Daniel Brown.
Which book did he write?
He wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, no. I mean, you're given the clue in the Book of Revelations where it talks about the number 666.
Oh.
So that is telling you there's something there to translate.
No, it's not. It's not. You'll get more wisdom out of a Harry Potter book.
You really don't know what you're talking about.
You're talking rubbish, man. The Bible is a load of old nonsense, and some people get great comfort from it, and that's great. And some people hate it, and that's great.
The people that read it can't understand.
Well, that's patronising. That's patronising.
The people that could understand it don't read it.
Well, that's patronising on the people that read it.
The whole thing.
That's patronising on the people that read it and get great comfort out of it.
I'm not talking about the comfort out of it, is understanding what it's telling you.
But everyone understands the Bible in a completely different way, and you're now saying you've got to get a calculator and a ruler out to understand it?
In the New Testament, you need to translate it all into numbers, yes, and the numbers tell their own.
You go and do that, and we'll get on with our lives.
I really can't understand your attitude.
I can't understand your nonsense. I am questioning I'm questioning what I consider to be nonsense, and you're getting arsey about it. That's the attitude.
I told you at the beginning when we started talking that 42 years ago I went through some very mystical experiences, and part of those experiences was being guided to read the Bible in a very different way.
Yeah. I'm saying that I don't think that the Bible is a book that has to be decoded with numbers, and you're telling me I've got an attitude? I think you've got an attitude tonight.
There's 66 books in the Bible, 39 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New Testament. There's 66 chapters in the prophet Isaiah. The first 39 chapters were written by one character and the last 27 by a different character. This all links together, and the Bible is the most amazing book in the world.
No, it's not, man. Papillon is.
And it will be understood, and your thinking will change. And,
well, no, that's the second thing you said that's quite arrogant and patronising. My thinking will be changed? What? Well, why won't your thinking be changed? Because you're right and I'm wrong. There's an arrogance to your tone tonight, George, that isn't normally there.
Yes, because I hear you saying things about the Bible, and you haven't got a clue what the Bible is about.
Well, now you're just being rude and arrogant. You are being rude, George. You are being rude. You are being rude.
No, I'm not.
You
I'm
are
being factual.
Okay. Well, let me play the factual game.
Yes.
You're talking bollocks. Now that's me being factual. Well, it's not. It's an opinion. Just like yours is not a fact. It's an opinion.
Yeah, but it's a really silly opinion.
No, it's what? That you're talking bollocks? No, it's not, actually. It's not a silly opinion.
You don't accept that I was taken on a mystical trip 42 years ago.
Well, that's not what we're talking about.
Was guided to read the Bible.
That's
in a
not
very different
what we're talking about. We're talking about the Bible being the most amazing book that you have to decode with numbers. And you are telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. And do you know what? I'm telling you that you don't know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking
about. Well, I do. I do know what I'm talking about. Why don't we get our dicks out and measure them?
No, Ian, it's... what can I say?
You're being quite arrogant and patronising tonight, which I think is beneath you. You're better than that.
Well, I don't mean to be arrogant or patronising, but I am aware of things that are written in the Bible and the meaning of things that are written in your opinion, Bible.
Yeah, in your opinion.
And I'm aware that it is all a script and
your opinion is that it's all a script, yes. But you're not aware of it as fact. Because I'm aware of it as fact that is rubbish. So, you know, and your tone tonight is incredible.
No, you really do not know what you're talking about.
There's the arrogance and there's the patronising.
That
is a fact. That what you said there, the sentence you said and the tone in which you said it was arrogant and patronising. When you tell someone they do not know what they are talking about, that's arrogant.
I don't.
No, you don't. You don't.
It's not meant to be arrogant.
No, but it is. It is, though. Whether it's meant to be or not, it is. Okay, it's arrogant. It's arrogant. I don't think you know what you're talking about. You're talking nonsense, man.
No, you have no respect for my.
You have no respect for. I've got respect for your story. You've got no respect for my opinion at all. At all. No respect for it, man.
That's true.
Right, well then why should I... Right, fine, okay, I'm glad you've admitted it. Then why should I respect you? If you don't have any respect for me, why should I respect you?
I'm not asking you to respect
You've just accused me of not having respect... George, you've just accused me of not having respect for you. You're the one that brought up respect for you from me.
No, I'm saying... I have a very mystical story to tell, and you're not into the mystic.
No, you've told the story. You've told the story.
No, I haven't.
George, how many times have we had? How many times have you called us?
I don't know.
Well, I can probably look it up a lot, and we've heard your story, and we've entertained it as a possibility.
And I love having you on, but just tonight, there's a real tone from you and I'm bleeding, look. There's a real tone and there's an arrogance from you that I think, is beneath you. And it makes, it makes me feel very unhappy that you would, not speak to me like an equal, that you would speak down to me.
I don't mean to speak down.
You just said you've got no respect for me.
I'm just aware of things that you're not aware of.
Okay, but you just said you got no respect for me.
I didn't say I have no respect. I have no respect for your opinion on the Bible, because as I say...
You're expanding it out, because that's not what you said before.
Isn't it?
No.
What did I say before?
You said you've got no respect for me.
No. I
You might have said you've got no respect for my opinions, but that was a full stop at the end of that.
Your opinion about the Bible.
Well, you didn't say that. You said you've got no respect for my opinions. So why should I entertain your nonsense?
I never said it.
Yes, you did, mate. You did. Well, okay, so now I'm lying.
No, you're just mistaken.
Now there's your arrogance, and there's your arrogance again, George. No, because no one else, only you can be right.
No, I'm saying you can play it back. I'm sure I didn't say I don't respect your opinions.
You did,
sure
though.
I never said any such
Well, yeah, I'm sure that you did. So we're having another dick measuring competition.
No, you can play it back.
You can't accept that there is a chance on any level that you might be wrong. You can't accept that.
Of course I can.
Well, accept it then. Accept that you might be wrong.
Yeah, but you accept that you might be wrong.
I accept that. I do accept that I might be wrong.
Okay,
I can do that quite willingly. But you are unable to accept that you might be wrong because you don't, as you said, you don't respect my opinions. Full stop.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, I think you did.
Yeah. Well, so we have to play it back to find out who's right here.
Oh, for God's sake, no! It's bad enough living it in real time.
Is it?
Yes, it's getting a bit tedious.
It is. Getting boring now.
I'm sorry to be tedious.
Well, okay. Next time you phone in something different. Instead of talking about Bank of Gazillion Wonders and patronising and arrogance, phone in about I don't know anything, man.
What's happening to our podcast?
It's happening. I've got the house today. I get the internet next week, and then once I got that set up, I can start editing. I can start putting your tapes into a digital format.
Brilliant.
So it's going to happen, man.
Good.
Nice to talk to you, man. See you later.
Cheers.
Bye. 03444991000. This is Talk Radio. I enjoyed that.
Join the Talk Nation.
No, I enjoyed that.
We'll get you talking.
Alarm clock
But he's
screams.
he's talking bollocks.
Bleary eyes. Step outside. All quiet. 15 bags. One small hatchback. Try not to wake the neighbours. Kids stir as we lift them in. Faces crease from pillows. Pull out into empty roads. Golden arches. Coffee and bagels for the journey.
It has to be said, and
Over 600
love him to
McDonald's
speak about
open
something
24
else.
hours. We are awake.
Through to the last quarter of the lap. Crutslow has the advantage. Ferocious hitting from Williams.
Warrington is going after him now. And then Ronaldo!
Championship boxing exclusive UEFA Champions League plus loads more. Take them all on with BT Sport. Be there, BT.
Whether your business is small or large, your ambitions for it are always big. And at Santander, so are ours. That's why we've been awarded Business Bank of the Year for 4 years running. Because no matter what size your business, we have dedicated local business relationship managers who'll help you along the way. So with us in your corner, the sky's the limit. Visit santanderbusiness.co.uk to find out more. Here to help your business prosper. Santander.
Business Money Facts Award 2015 to 2018.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Reno doesn't know my output very well. Emailed in. Would you dare say the Quran is a load of old rubbish? Not a chance. Too scared. The Quran's a load of old rubbish. I think all the holy books are a load of old rubbish. I think they're good stories. Some bits are brilliantly written. Some bits are badly written. If they bring comfort to people, that's great. If they cause violence in people, all holy books, then that's not so great. But yeah, no, I think the Quran's a load of old rubbish. Sorry, would you expect me to be too scared because I'm a liberal and I just want to embrace all the Muslims and I'm scared of saying anything in case they kill me? Is that what you're thinking? Well, get stuff, mate. people who called me out for having an argument with a Christian that got me the sack at the BBC. You'd never speak like that to a Muslim. If you go back 6 months before, I did. So get stuffed, you idiots. You're making up your own narrative that is not based in reality. It's based in your own fear and hatred. So get stuffed. Let's go. Ooh.
What you got?
2 Pauls. Let's go to South Wales, Paul, first. Good evening, South Wales, Paul.
Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Kath.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Paul, what you got, man?
Well, it's kind of on topic, really. I don't want to feel like I'm, George bashing, because it's great. It's just, I had 2 Jehovah's Witnesses knock the door today.
Oh, yeah.
They were, to be fair to them, they were really polite and respectful, and I was able to challenge them. I had a good chat for about 10 minutes with them.
Yeah.
And eventually they were the ones who left, rather than me having to shut the door or anything.
Oh, wow.
They were the ones who left.
You bought them off.
Oh, I think I did.
Good for you, man.
Yeah. But what I wanted to talk about really was how, I can find it offensive sometimes when people impose or inflict their on somebody else. And I'll tell you about my mum, if that's all right.
Yeah, your line's breaking up a bit, man, so, yeah, go on.
Sorry, dude. A few weeks ago, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I went for an interview, a job interview.
Yeah.
My mum is a big Christian and stuff, right? So I'd stopped on the way to my mum's, and she said, don't worry about it, it's going to be fine. I've had a word with the big man upstairs and all this.
Oh.
I don't know.
Mr. Grace.
So, she sent me off with that, and I know that that's coming from a good place. I know that's meaning well, right? But my thoughts were, as soon as I left, I was in the car and thinking, well, does that mean if I get this job now, then that's nothing to do with me, nothing to do with how hard I've worked or, how well I've prepared or anything else.
Yeah.
It's all the kind of credit is given to something else.
Yeah.
But if I don't get the job, what's going to happen is you can start blaming a God.
What if someone else's mum prayed to God as well? Is it the person who prays the longest or prays the hardest?
It's got to be, hasn't it? She needs to up her praying game.
Did you not get the job?
No, I didn't.
God doesn't exist! We've proved it. There we go. We've
Oh no, but then the explanation would be, it's not in the plan.
Yeah.
There's something else coming along.
That's a challenge that God has set you, and that's why that kid got cancer.
Yeah.
I had a friend whose child died, and they were told by their friends at the church that the child had been a learning soul, and it was all about their betterment. You think, God, really?
I'm waiting for them to come back, these Jehovah's Witnesses. They told me they're going to come back. They actually said they're going to read up the Bible and come back to me. They're going to do some homework. I was talking about Lot and how his daughter's, essentially date raped and...
Hey, well, Noah didn't have Noah lived to be like 900 and had sex with his daughter.
Yeah, something like that.
Hey, okay, this is what I've been meaning to do, and I keep meaning to text my sister this, and Catherine, you can't play because you got this straight away. Paul, you know the singer Roy Orbison?
Yes.
Right, no one Google this, right? How old was Roy Orbison when he died?
78.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But Paul, no, it's not. But stay tuned. Let's try Paul in London. Paul?
Hello?
How old was... what?
Good evening.
How old was Roy Orbison when he died?
67?
52.
Wow.
Isn't it? I only found out yesterday. He was 7 years older than me when he died. I thought he was in his 50s when he sang Pretty Woman. He was 52 when he died.
Oh, man.
Roy Orbison! He looked so old forever.
Yeah, he looked like an old rocker when he was in his 40s.
Yeah, didn't he? And I texted Kath going, Kath, have a guess how old Roy Orbison was when he died. Immediately came back, 52? I went, oh man, you can't play any games like that with Catherine. Anyway, what would you like to say, my darling?
I just need to say, old George needs to give up the drugs.
Yep.
Stop smoking the weed, man.
I don't know.
You're not going to be in his film if you carry on upsetting him, and I'm looking forward to that.
Well, listen, because I hold no ill feelings towards him, and I hope he sees it as a locking of... we're all playing a part, according to him. We're all just reciting our script that has been written for us, right? So I enjoy his calls. I just think they've been very repetitive, and there was a tone tonight.
I feel like he's getting frustrated that we're not going by the script that he's got in his head.
Yeah. We're improvising. We've gone off script. We've gone off book.
He doesn't appreciate our jazz.
Can I say what I was ringing up for originally?
Yes, please, mate.
The other week when Katie was on with Cass, I meant to ring up, I didn't get through. To do with the pen marker on Katie Puckrick, she said she had minging gym tops, and if you put half a cup of baking powder and half a cup of washing powder into your wash, it gets rid of anything. It's really, really good.
Are you sure you don't... Baking powder rather than bicarb?
No, baking powder.
All right. Okay.
Or buy
Hang on a minute.
Bicarb's a smelling.
Hang on a minute. You're phoning in for a topic on a show that I wasn't present for that happened 2 weeks ago.
No, but you just called it tonight.
Goodbye.
You just reminded him by staining me.
Did not did it? Chris.
Hello?
Hello, Chris.
Hello?
Yes, Chris. Turn your radio off.
Can you hear me? Oh, should I turn my radio off? Hang on, sorry.
Yes, turn your radio off, please, Chris.
Can you hear me now?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately?
What would you like to say, caller?
I've got something to say. So, I've got two things to say. One is, Mr. Lee, you're a complete inspiration.
Oh.
And I listen to your podcasts and your radio every single evening. And it puts a massive smile on my face. I've been
best place for a smile to be.
I think, a very similar situation to you. I have a 9 and a 6-year-old child.
Oh, man. The child is 9 and 6? It's a shapeshifter? An age shifter?
And I'm going through a divorce, which I think is quite similar to your situation.
Yeah.
And I've had to move out and move into a new house.
Are you buying have you bought a farm? Are you on a farm? I'm on a farm now.
I haven't.
1,500 cattle.
I haven't been lucky enough to buy a farm.
Oh, man. It's great.
I've only been lucky enough to buy a house in Watford, but, you know.
Hey, Watford, Watford's all right.
Well, I didn't get the joy of going into the jungle, you know, getting whatever it was.
£250,000.
Exactly.
Pigs hoo-ha.
Yeah, pigs hoo-ha. £250,000.
My point, Ian,
Yes.
if I could just say so.
You can do it.
Yeah, of course I could.
Do it.
Maybe.
Okay.
I could go into the jungle, but I don't think anyone's going to pay me £250,000.
No. Well, no, I meant you'll get your point. But how long ago was your divorce, man?
About 18 months ago.
Oh, what, 18 months that you left or 18 months that it got finalised?
I left. It's not finalised, but I left 18 months ago.
Oh, okay. So still, you're still in the thick of it.
Yeah.
How are you finding it, brother?
It's horrid.
Isn't it?
I'm getting absolutely raped for every penny.
Well, yeah, that's not great.
No.
You know, but I'm happy. I want to pay my way. I want to, meet my responsibilities financially. I'm not hiring a top hotshot lawyer to get me out and save me money. I'm happy to meet my responsibilities.
And I agree with you 1,000%.
Yep.
My kids were my priority, and I'm not going to employ a lawyer that's going to save me a few grand.
Yep.
Why would I do that?
Yep.
My kids' happiness and their well-being is my priority.
Yeah.
So
yes.
I'm
As it
very
should be.
happy.
As it should be.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this is a bit serious, isn't it?
That's right, we're allowed to get serious. I get my stereo tomorrow. For the first time in 2 years, I'm going to be living with my cat, and I'm going to have my stereo. Let's just say the old vinyl is coming out. It's going to get dusted down. We're going to be listening to some fat tracks. My neighbours are going to get to know me very, very well via the bass going through the wall.
Well, I saw your bedroom on Twitter earlier,
Yeah.
and that looks like an absolute...
It's not bad, is it? It's not...
Yeah, not bad.
It's not bad, is it? The boy done good. The boy from Slough done good. Hey, Chris, hang in there, man. You'll get there.
All right, dude.
Thank you, fella. Take care. Let's go to Sarah. Good evening, Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
Hello, Sarah, my old friend.
I just wanted to end the show on a bit of a more positive note.
You've got 25 minutes until the end of the show. We're going to end. We're going to end now.
Probably. But I spoke to you about a month or so ago when I did the quiz questions, and you were very competitive, and you won the quiz questions that I gave you when I'd come in from my quiz night.
Yes.
And anyway, the guy a few calls ago was being a bit disrespectful to you.
Yeah.
And what made me want to ring in? Well, one, I'm very drunk. I apologise, but I am very drunk.
Yeah, that's what we like. Drunk Sarahs.
And I'm having one. I'd like to know what is the name of a wonky Wednesday for a Tuesday. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
Catherine, you.
What is a wonky Wednesday? But what's a wonky Tuesday? There's got to be a name for it. I don't know what it is.
Well, what's a wonky Wednesday? When things go wrong on a Wednesday?
Wednesdays when it's midweek and you're just far too drunk and you probably plan to have...
Tipsy Tuesday?
Yeah, maybe. That would be good.
Topsy-turvy Tuesday?
I like that. That's
Tossers Tuesday? That's not. No.
Well,
you like that?
That's the other thing I wanted to say. When I heard the other guy being a little bit, you were sort of having a bit of to and fro, and he was very disrespectful to you.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, excuse me, because I am very drunk. When I went on to your show ages ago, a month ago, when I gave the quiz, I told everyone.
And I won the quiz, didn't I? Just to reiterate that.
Yes, you did. You did win the quiz. And I told everyone, and they were like, oh, that's brilliant. When I said who you were, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if everyone would immediately relate to who you were, if that makes sense.
That's fair. Fair point.
But they did. They were like, oh, Iain Lee.
Awesome.
He was funny. He was on the jungle. So people, more than I expected, knew who you were, liked who you were,
yes, ma'am,
and said that you were funny and people are too quick to complain when things are bad, when service is bad, when things are bad, but they never tell people when things are good.
Yeah.
So I thought I wanted to ring you and tell you that when I talked about you to my friends, they all said that, oh yeah, he's cool, we like him, he's brilliant.
You should get drunk more often, Sarah.
No, and I'm not just saying, I know you're going to...
And I'm not just saying it because I'm drunk, but I flipping love you.
But people, I've always said it, people are too quick to moan. No one ever says when things are good.
Well, bless you.
And when the guy's being disrespectful to you, I thought, no, I need to ring up and say, A, about the wonky Wednesday, Tuesday thing, and B, actually, there are a lot of people out there that think you're pretty cool.
Yeah, you're wicked, Sarah. Thank you very much. Go and drink some water.
Yes, I do need to drink water. Thank you anyway. It's just a quick call. Thank you. And when the next quiz, I'll bring up some quiz.
Nice one, and I'll win that. Thank you, Sarah. Take care. What a lovely lady. Well, I flipping love it. And I'm not just saying it because I'm drunk.
No, don't laugh. Don't laugh because I really mean it, man.
That was a nice call.
Yeah, it was. She meant it.
We've got another 20 minutes of the show before Paul Ross comes in. 3-4. I don't really feel we've done anything tonight. I've got all these stories. 52. Roy Orbison was 52 when he died. Seriously, when Paul... I thought he was about 72, 75. 52. I never liked Roy Orbison. I don't think he had very good songs. I liked Pretty Woman, of course. And I liked... I drove all night. I like that one.
Although, it's problematic.
Yeah.
Crept in your room.
Wasn't there another one with kettle drums in? What was the one with kettle drums in the 80s?
I like the hand movements.
There's kettle drum movement. Boom, boom. What was that song? Boom,
anything
boom.
You want,
you got it. Boom, boom.
Anything
that was it.
You want, you got it.
Boom, boom.
Anything
you got it, baby. That was a good one. The rest of it was crap, though. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK.
The kettle drum song.
And on DAB. Access all radios.
Talk Radio. Give it some lip.
These fingers crossed paprika burgers. Big day today. Jamie gets his exam results. I hope he's done okay. He's worked so
dirty
hard.
bastard.
So I'm making my paprika burgers for when he gets home. They were lucky last time. I add red onion and paprika to the mix. Then on top, jalapenos. Well,
that melodramatic
make your own burgers with our Tesco finest Aberdeen Angus beef. Food Love Story.
It's like,
Brought to you by Tesco.
Right now at Homebase, there's half price on selected kitchen doors and drawer fronts. Homebase, always your home, always low prices. Excludes
And having to fork out for a new one.
Brands
Then finding out you can get interest-free credit.
Oh.
Not blowing your savings on a new boiler feels good. We're with you. Search British Gas New Boiler. Credit subject to status, conditions apply.
Through to the last quarter of the lap. Cutlow has the advantage. Ferocious hitting from Williams.
Warrington is going after it now. And then Ronaldo!
MotoGP
I saw that. It's
Championship
incredible.
Boxing exclusive UEFA Champions League plus loads more. Take them all on with BT Sports. Be there, BT.
Greetings, Earthlings. We come in peace. We wish to communicate with your leader. I'm Howard Hughes. Join me this Sunday night from 10 for a trip into the outer limits.
Untwist the lid on Talk Radio's specimen jar of the psychic, the supernatural, and the simply unexplainable. The unexplained with Howard Hughes. Sunday night from 10. Talk Radio.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
Anything you want. You got it.
That's nearly Cher.
It was, wasn't it? Hello, Jack.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jack. Welcome to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, star of Channel 4's The 11 O'Clock Show and the ITV's I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here 2017, and also Catherine Boyle.
Wow, absolute pleasure to speak to you.
It's a pleasure to speak to you, Jack.
Thank you. Right, we're having a slight debate, me and my friend, at this ridiculous time of night.
Okay.
So we're thinking, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we would have developed, flight, passenger planes and all that, if there was no such thing as birds? Nothing natural in the skies. Do you think we'd have discovered, flight on aeroplanes and whatnot?
Yes.
Yeah. What about leaves fluttering and stuff? That would have given us ideas, wouldn't it?
Yeah, very possibly. Do you think we'd have done it as early as we did?
No.
Or a lot later?
I think we'd have done it a lot later. And the reason when flight really took off, pun intended, thanks guys, was because the study of the aerodynamics of the wing. So having the wing on a bird made people going, well, why aren't these planes with pedal, when we're on a bicycle and 8 rows of wings, why aren't they working? And someone said, let's look at the aerodynamics of a bird. It's curved, which means the air lifts it up. So it certainly sped up the process, being able to shoot a bird and then cut its wings off, rip its wings off with your teeth and look at the aerodynamics of said dead bird. So we would have got there, but I think if birds hadn't existed, we would have got to the moon quicker. Because moon technology, spaceships, are not based on wing technology. There's no wings on the old 60s, forget the shuttle. Forget that. Not talking about the shuttle, which was a folly. There were no wings on the old 50s, 60s, 70s rockets.
Aren't there fins?
No, there's no wing. There's no wings. My statement is true. Of course, the rocket. What is the rocket based on? Let's start with you, Jack. What is the rocket based on?
Well, that is a brilliant question, Ian, but I have no idea.
Catherine, what's the rocket based on?
Like a bullet or something?
The penis.
What?
The rocket is the ultimate phallic object. It's penis-shaped, it's long, it's erect, it's pointing upwards, and it's going up.
And then it comes down again.
No, it doesn't. Well, right.
You're based on my friend's penis.
Okay, well, what's your friend's penis like? I don't want to know. Does it explode on re-entry?
Oh, God.
Wow.
Really quickly. Really quickly.
I made myself laugh with that! Because I said it, I knew it was funny. Then as I heard it, I thought, oh, that's actually filthy and funny. That's the best kind of joke. So, yeah, we would have had rockets earlier, and they would have been, been more like my penis. I hope that answers the question, Jack.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you, mate. There we go. Let's go to Barney.
I mean, I wish you'd have done how.
Let's go to Barney. Good evening, Barney.
Hello.
Hello, Barney.
Hello. This is the Pseudo Europa Persona Super Heterodyne channel.
Yes, that's correct. What can we do for you, caller?
Good. Well, I have been listening to you in the last week, and I have been hearing you talking about the magnetophone. You know the magnetophone?
The magnetophone. Remind me about the magnetophone.
About the what do you call tape?
The tape, the cassettes.
Yeah,
Cassettes, ja.
Ja.
Und Kassetten.
Ja.
Kleine Magnetophonen, es ist echt dann, aus dem, Audiokassetten.
Ja. This is correct.
Kleine Magnetophon.
Yeah. And I have, this reminds me of a question.
Okay, we finish at 1 o'clock though, so, you know, get a wriggle on, buddy.
Yeah, very good. Very efficient, you know. I have been having a question of many years now.
Yes, it feels like it, yeah.
Yeah, about the TDK.
Yes.
Company, which is always on the...
This is going to end badly, I know, but I'm going to go with it, yes.
The people running on the courses on the athletics.
Yes.
And it's still in these recent times, it's always still doing the sponsoring, you know?
Okay, I am losing the will to live.
Yeah. Very good.
Meinen, Essenz in Willen ist gestickt, und meinen, Breathen, kaputt.
Oh, well,
So hurry up. What
Yeah.
you...
Schnell.
Handy Hawk, schnell.
Yeah. Well, I would just do not understand why they are still sponsoring the people when nobody uses the magnetophone these years. Do you understand?
Yeah, okay, thanks so much for your call. Apparently, thieves stole a shark from an aquarium by removing it from a tank and disguising it as a baby in a pushchair.
Was it Roger Rabbit?
Is that story true?
Yeah, apparently they found them. They put the shark back, it's fine.
Bottlers. Is it you doing that? Oh, come in. Paul Ross is doing that tonight.
Am I the only one imagining it wearing a bonnet and sucking on a dummy?
Are you doing that?
Tom and Jerry.
What is this then? Someone just tweeted
the
me.
aquarium in Texas.
Oh,
so the show is
come
apparently
on,
genuine.
man. When did this happen?
I think only about a week ago.
Yeah.
But they took the person. I think the person had issues who was trying to steal the shark. But he basically leant over and rolled it into a pram. I don't think he stuck a bonnet on it, but it's a lovely idea, a little knitted cardie. So we're covering that story on the show. And also, we're talking on the show tonight, because it's National Marine Week, as I'm sure you know.
Of course, we're celebrating it. So
we're marking the wolfin that's been spotted off of Hawaiian Island.
Oh, I saw
Part
this.
whale, part dolphin. It's a hybrid. The like we were only talking last week about mules and donkeys
Hinnies.
and now it's the wolfin.
So well, obviously they can breed.
This is technically, it's called a whale, but it's closer to a dolphin or a porpoise.
Yeah.
But it's still very distinct species. But apparently they've been known in the past, but they used to think it was some kind of mariner's old wives' tale or mariner's myth. No, there's a wolfin floating around out there.
Wow.
Why they didn't call it a dwale, I don't know. Maybe the whale had a better agent or something.
Roy Orbison was 52 when he died.
And see, I love Roy Orbison though.
Are you a fan? I don't.
Huge fan.
So with anything you want, you got it.
Only the Lonely, Blue Bayou, Running Scared, those songs. Bruce Springsteen inducted him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I think, in 1984, made the most amazing speech. And that year, if you ever get the chance to see, I don't like concert films normally. I like to be there or listen to them.
that black and white concert.
Black and white night.
Oh, that's a great one. I remember seeing that on
Tom
telly.
Petty,
Yeah.
Elvis Costello, K.D. Lang, Jackson Brown, Bruce Springsteen, and Roy Orbison sings in that, and he sounds exactly like the records. His voice is operatic.
I'm not a fan. Oh, and this is the same with the early Elvis stuff, of that 50s kind of echo You know that
Well,
kind
I love
of
that operatic singing.
Yeah.
Like they're singing. I mean, Elvis's version of Blue Moon when he goes falsetto. That breaks my heart. That in the bath, glass of red wine. I know you don't partake.
Here's an
the red
image,
wine,
here's an image.
The red wine floating in the bath in a glass, and Elvis Presley early Sun recordings playing. Harbour Lights going into Blue Moon, or that'll break your heart into 1,000 tiny pieces.
Aren't we funny as human beings? Because I should like that and I don't. You love it, and there's stuff that I like that you should like, but you don't. We're just all different.
I don't mind the Bay City Rollers. They've got their moments.
Oh, the Bay City Rollers is a very weedy sound, isn't it? It's one of the few 70s groups that I can't
They sang Shag-a-Leg and they ran with the gang.
I mean, what kind of gang was that?
Well,
they'd be the laughing stock.
I don't know much about them, but I did watch a really good documentary from about 4 or 5 years ago on maybe it's on YouTube or it's a BBC documentary about the Bay City Rollers and
the dark documentary, I imagine.
It was very dark. Which one was? One of them was well, that was the manager. The manager was
Tam Payton, yeah.
was a paedophile.
And one of the members was, but I won't say which one in case I get it wrong.
No, very wisely done. There wasn't it? I think he's dead now, that one as well. But, and Les McEwen left because it's the...
Well, I've got a great true story about Les McEwen very quickly.
Go on.
Okay, he was, as we all are occasionally, he was on his uppers.
Yeah.
Living on the bones of his backside.
Yeah.
And he was off the chance to go on through the keyhole, but he was living in somewhere that wasn't TV friendly.
Oh.
And his mate said, my mum and dad are away for a couple of weeks, use their house. So he took the dough. I think they paid him 500 quid, he told me, for the filming down, 500 quid to go along and be interviewed by David Frost, Sir David. And they went round, and his mate said, be fine. It was a lovely house, Hampstead or somewhere, beautiful house, worth bundles, really sophisticated, lovely. And he said, put some Bay City Rollers gold discs on, a bit of tartan.
Yeah.
So Lloyd Grossman, you didn't have to be there. I did it years ago as well, and I needed the money.
Wow.
What kind of person lives in a house like this, goes for... Anyway... Les turns up, and they're looking at the evidence, and he suddenly realised something as they've gone round, because David Frost says, and when does your interest in astronomy and astrophysics come from? And there was a gigantic reflecting telescope in that, and he had to give him love on bollards. Yeah, but he didn't say... And it was somebody else's house, and Les McEwen got the key from through the keyhole. That's a great blag, isn't it?
That's quite a common thing. Quite often on the Celebrity Come Dine With Me, people... I think Biggins, borrowed someone's house. People, they borrow houses to look more
I did it,
impressive.
and it was Abby Titmus and
I remember yours, I saw yours.
It wasn't her flat. She said, I'm borrowing a mate's flat, and it was a football player, I think Rodney Marsh, who lives in Florida, and they weren't going to fly us out for that, so he borrowed his daughter's house.
Right,
So that was, but they were kind of fairly frank about that. But to go on through the keyhole and say, yes, I've always been interested in the galaxies and the stars, and to waffle away for a couple of minutes, fantastic.
Paul Ross will be on at 1 o'clock. Go on, get out, man.
Very quick thing.
Get out.
Roy Orbison, one of the great middle names from the Deep South. Roy Kelton Orbison.
Kelton.
Isn't that a great middle name?
That's like a fish, I
You know
think.
what the K stands for, Philip K. Dick?
No, I don't.
Kindred. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, wow. Thank you, Paul Ross. He'll be on at 1. He's on it most nights of the week at 1 o'clock, between 1 and 5, and then it's James Max. And, it's, a lot of through-the-night shows are quite lazy. Guy comes in and, it's not a lot happens, and you get the same 6 people phoning in and being obnoxious. But Paul puts a bit of work into it.
He puts loads in there.
Puts a bit of work into it, guys. It's a little bit of work goes into that show. He don't just come in and open the mics and go, yeah, what do you want? And he puts in work.
He's not got a huge team of minions finding this stuff for him either. He does it because he enjoys it.
Yeah, he does it because let's be honest, he's a little bit weird. He's a little bit weird. He knows all this stuff.
He's like an encyclopedia.
He is. It's always good when he comes in. We'll get him in earlier one night. We keep saying we do, and we don't, but we will. Last 6 minutes of the show, guys. 5 minutes of the show now. 03444991000 if you want to give us a call. You'll be very, very welcome. Let's just have a look. I've got these stories written down. There seem to be more bums and boobs in the papers.
It's because Love Island.
Right.
They're trying to sort of wean us off. I think it's weaning us off.
You're making the sound as though you have something. I've got something.
No, I'm not.
All right, I've got... So where's this? I've got my papers all over. Let's have a look. Oh, here we go. It's in here. It's in here. It's National Orgasm Day. It was yesterday.
Oh, I didn't mark it.
I did several times. Divorce, what can I tell you? It's National Orgasm Day, so here's our A to Z guide to help. Pick a letter, any letter, and we'll get you some orgasms out of it. Okay. Kissing can help you orgasm. Sexpert Alex Fox from Sex Toy Company. A really good snog can make you feel so passionate and so potent that many couples stop dedicating proper time to deep kissing as their relationship runs on.
Deep kissing.
This summer, make a pact that at least once a day you give your full focus to kissing your partner, and you find the weather isn't the only thing hot enough.
Wow.
So that's their sex tip, is have a kiss. All right, I hadn't thought of that. What's wrong with a kiss, boy? Remember that from Meaning of Life? How do you, I can't remember the sentence. How do you lubricate the vagina? Stimulate her clitoris, sir. What's wrong with a kiss, boy? Something like that. Pick another letter.
T.
Tits.
Oh!
Incorrect. 10 o'clock is the best time of the day to get frisky. Dr. Paul Kelly says the best time to have sex is between 10 and 10:30 p.m. because an orgasm at this time prompts the release of oxytocin, the hormone that's associated with bonding and a relaxed mood. So why is it...
Why 10 o'clock, though? I don't understand.
These are rubbish.
Because it is.
V.
I know what V is going to be.
What?
Vagine.
No, incorrect.
Oh.
Vibrato.
Really?
Vibrators can help you orgasm faster. Sexpert Alex Fox says, try new toys and tricks to get your fix and keep things interesting.
Wow.
It's not really a tip, though, is it?
No.
There we go. C. The colour of your clothes can help you climax.
Really?
Red is best for passion and great for heatwave flirting.
What about white with a bit of green?
I believe that's what they call a callback in comedy. There we go. There's one for you, Catherine. A. Alfresco sex. Is said to turn up there. You've done it outside loads of times.
I've done it loads. I've done it a few times.
You were doing it for so long in one place, you got a parking ticket. Alfresco sex is said to turn up the heat in more ways than one. The fear of getting caught raises your heart rate, and 45% of couples claim nookie in the open air helps them climax. Plus 82%, I can't come. Maybe I need to go and have do this outside. Maybe I need to be doing it outside.
Oh, God. Careful.
82% say sex in an unusual place is their ultimate fantasy. Just make sure you don't break the law. B. Breast stimulation. Breast stimulation alone can help 1% of women reach orgasm.
1%? Yeah, the rest of them are going, can you crack on, please?
How can you get orgasms from that? Well, I suppose some things... Okay, no, I can buy that. Okay, well, there's a thing about faking it, but that's not going to turn up the heat and get you an orgasm. Positions. P for positions. Positions play an important part. The missionary and cowgirl positions...
What's that?
are the most likely to bring a woman to climax, according to studies carried out by the Simon Mayo Clinic in America.
Simon Mayo?
Apparently so.
Gosh, he's busy, isn't he?
On that bombshell. It's a strange old world, isn't it, that we live in. Thank you, dear listener. Thank you, Catherine. And thank you, Sam. If you want to get the podcast, go to iTunes, go to Acast, go to your usual podcast provider. We'll put out a best of this tomorrow. We'll also put out the interview with Sarah Barron as well as a separate little podcast. She was lovely. It was nice to meet her. We will be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Until then, from us, thank you very much. Ta-ta!
Talk Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Pick up your phone and Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The football is
I'm really sorry about your jacket. I feel terrible.
can only mean one thing. The Selco Predictor is
That was an alright show. It's not even funny.
talkradio.com/.
We're getting a couple of really nice
The chance to become a millionaire. Plus, there's a grand up for grabs every month for the Selco Predictor.